Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone Live, the Classic Who Lockdown. We are watching The Chase. Yep, looking forward to this. So, listen, we'll just get straight into it. I'm not going to mess around this week. Also, if you are on Twitter, the hashtag is ChaseThroughTime. Don't forget to use the hashtag, guys. So let's bring on our guests. We might as well start with ladies first. So I'd like to introduce a regular on this channel, Blue Bonnet Hooligan. Welcome, Blue Bonnet.
Hey, everybody.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How are you?
Good.
That's good. Looking forward to this. Right, let's bring on our next guest. We'll just keep them rolling in. So our next guest, obviously, we'll just move the same way. Our next guest is Bolstrick. How are you, Bolstrick?
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
As you can hear, everybody is in great form today. So, and our next guest, we'll just keep rolling them in. We've got Retro Doc is back again. Hello, Retro Doc.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? I'm here with the First Doctor today and the Trusty Dalek, up for a lot of fun today.
And, of course, I call him me co-host. He's probably the man that keeps me on the straight and narrow when I go off on one. And it's the one and only Rabbi. How are you?
Good evening, everybody. How are you all?
Great.
I'm good. Nice to see you all. You all look so happy. These all sound really cheerful. You must
the term straight and narrow does not apply to this story.
I'm too cheerful, Noel.
Yeah, this story is very We'll get into
bonkers is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Yeah.
It is bonkers.
We'll just give a special shout out to Philip Morris, who actually chose this week's story.
Paul Vince chose it.
Say that again?
Paul Vince.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Philip Morris.
Yeah. But Philip Morris. By the way, there's somebody out there somewhere who made another trailer and contacted me on Twitter, and I'm sorry, I'm just like a Twitter moron. I don't know how to do it or how to make it work. I forgot about it, so I just apologize. Thank you. He tried to give me the trailer to put out, and I said, yeah, sure, that's great. And I totally forgot about it. And I'm not like a Twitter type of guy, so I forgot. That's really what happened. So if you're in the chat, I really, really genuinely apologize.
Really?
David Rayner. No, I'm not dead. I'm just dead inside. Hi, dude.
Like as we all
are. Yeah. Well, actually, just before we actually do start that, I am actually doing the stream, as you know, I put it up last night. I am actually doing a stream on how Fandom now, it looks like, because I've seen it now in the Star Wars thing when the William Shatner, or when the Kirk announcement was made, and Doomcock tried to get everybody rallied by, using the hashtag Shatner or whatever it was, Shatner's Cork or something, and there was people actually arguing with Bolstrick over it. I think the fandom in general now has lost its patience. I think they've just been, the last couple of years have been really brutal when it's come to entertainment. They've watched so much of their entertainment being destroyed, and I think fans have I think they've reached their point. And I think now, if you look at it, though, I've noticed as well, a lot of these YouTubers, including myself now, we seem to be going back and watching classic TV. And, there seems to be a lot more posts about classic TV. I think everybody is giving up on modern TV, to be quite honest with you. I think they want to go back to what made them happy, because none of the entertainment that we get now are making people happy.
Yep.
So
exactly.
I want to in the stream. If any of you guys that are on the panel want to join me for that stream, because it's going to be an interesting one. Because I have seen in each fandom that, because I'm on Twitter, I could see it, that the reaction is not, we do videos and then we're not getting the reaction that we used to. Just people saying, "Well, why are you still covering this? Like, we don't care." And I'm like,
like a great example of the apathy that is setting in. Because yesterday they'll just announce a prequel Star Trek series.
Yeah, with Pike.
Who cares? I went on for me, the announcement happened and the Jewish Sabbath started, so I went offline. I expect to see tons of videos when I came back. No, nobody gives a crap. Really, again, We got to listen to you do more. And I just saw the video announcement where they're like begging us. They're like saying, you fans, you're the best. We love you fans.
Yeah.
You that?
Yeah.
Well, I got a video coming out on it probably tomorrow, but that's one of the points I'm making.
Yeah. It's
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
It'd be great if it's good. I hope it's good. I really do. I don't think it will be. I need it to be good, but it's probably not. The new Pike series is probably not going to be good.
I don't think anybody cares, even if it is good at this stage. I think it's too late. It's the same with the Doctor Who fandom. I've noticed it doesn't matter if Doctor Who was to improve now under Chris Chibnall. They're just done.
It's too late.
Oh, absolutely. I'm done.
Yep.
They need to stop all Trek until Kurtzman's and Bad Robot's contracts expire. Boot them out, and then start with some competent people. That's when you're going to get good Trek.
Well, they need to wait for Netflix's possible hostile takeover, and then they can throw all that crap.
Exactly.
Right. We might as well, because I don't want anybody giving out to us saying that we're off topic. I did start it, so I'll end it now.
Great work, Noel. Okay, sir, we're all leaving. Okay, so I'm just going to exit the stream, and I'm going home.
My fault.
Thanks for having us, Noel.
No problem. That was the shortest stream in history, guys.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Right, I'm only messing. Right, I've got the 4th episode queued up. So what we're going to do is, I said it to everybody before we started, what we're going to do is, there's six episodes, isn't there? 6 stories?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 episodes. So what we'll do is, after every 2, we'll take a break. If someone needs to take a break after every 1, let me know now on the panel. And we'll do every 1.
Give maybe like a minute lag between each episode so I can reset to the next episode.
Problem. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough.
Oh, yeah, and one thing we should cover, Noel, anybody who's watching the Region 1 DVD, it doesn't include the Beatles sequence.
Oh, yeah.
So give us the heads up when it starts so we can pause so everything is still in sync. So if you're Region 1, due to copyright reasons, that DVD does not have the Beatles.
Yeah.
Okay. And Joe K says he's watching on BritBox. So just throw that right there. If anybody does have BritBox, you can watch it on BritBox as well. This is one of these stories that it probably is everybody knows about, so it shouldn't be really that hard to get your hands on this one.
Yeah.
And
I have to say, this story just rattles along. I know it's 6 episodes, but it goes at such incredible pace. I reckon we're gonna. I don't think it's gonna be dragging at all.
No. And you know what? As we always do on this channel, Rabbi is going to start us off with the countdown. So whenever you're ready, we'll give you another minute, right? 1 more minute, and then we're ready to go.
So Bulls Trek, so what we can do for the Beatles thing is, like, when the Beatles thing starts, we can say, I'll say start Beatles, and then I think the Region 1 resumes when the TARDIS is materializing again. Right? And so I'll just say, go again or something like that, so people can know to pause it.
Jesus, the noise of that kid.
You know that whole Beatles sequence that was supposed to be on it. They're actually supposed to be on the show dressed up as aged up to be old, and it was supposed to be from 2000. They were playing. Did anybody hear that story?
Yeah, they said they didn't want to. They didn't want to. The manager, I guess, said they didn't want to. Knock their image by putting them on Doctor Who.
Yeah, and they were so up for it as well. Would have been awesome. Wouldn't that be great? A Beatles Doctor Who movie from 1967. I love that.
Thanks a lot, Brian Epstein.
Right. I think we're ready.
Yep.
All right.
Right, Rabbi, 10-second countdown. Go for it, my friend.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now.
And we are off.
Classic intro.
Yeah, I love this. I love the intro.
And for anybody that's interested in locations, this was not shot at Lime Grove. It was filmed at Riverside Studios, which is where most of the Hartnell episodes, starting with the Dalek Invasion of Earth, were filmed, and a good chunk of Hartnell's episodes. And the rest were in Lime Grove, which was terrible.
I just love
Now,
this. It's like straight out the Dalek comic, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the story that debuted. The last story, the Dalek invasion of Earth, had those radar dishes in the middle, and this is the one that debuted those vertical slats kind of in the midsection of the Dalek. This was the first story of that.
I just love this opening with the. You can see it a lot with the TARDIS.
Wow.
I love the effects. Honestly, no, for me, the effects are part of the charm of 60s Who.
Absolutely, 100%. It was wonderful.
1960s Vortex.
I'm going to take a shot every time you guys say it's charming.
It's what it is.
I love that man.
R.I.P.
William Hartnell. You are a god, my friend.
Yeah, you know, as much, yeah. This is actually really Hartnell really acquits himself well in this story. I mean, a lot of really kind of complex dialogue and everything, and he just is great.
And look at the scanner. That's what you might call overkill, but yeah. And once again, brilliant restoration by the Doctor Who restoration team.
Absolutely, it's one beautiful, isn't it?
And this DVD is 10 years old, 2010.
When was it released on VHS? That's when I first saw it.
Oh, 90s, I think. Or no, I think this might have been one of the later ones. I didn't have it on VHS, but I think it actually came out later in the range.
Yeah, I can't remember because
as skilled as the restoration team is, there's no restoring Ian's jacket. There's no helping that.
I love that stripe.
That was random.
Yes.
That is the ultimate acid trip scanner. Fits perfectly with the story.
You know, they really need to bring back the time-space visualizer. I mean, when Doctor Who finally comes back and it's real Doctor Who, they really need to bring back the time-space visualizer. Such a fun little thing.
Why they've never done like why Character Options has never done a model of that? I don't know, because that's pretty good.
I'd have it right in the center of my living room, just to freak people out.
A life-size one. That should be like the if Apple TV ever did an Apple TV. I love that jacket. It's so there. He looks so stylish. Is he retired now?
Oh yeah, he's in his 90s, man. Actually, no. He's still doing the occasional Big Finish release.
Yeah, because I don't remember hearing him for a long time. Where was his last one? Remember right?
Might have been a few years ago.
Oh, if anybody has any questions for Nick Briggs talking to Daleks, I am interviewing him on Monday. That's exciting.
Who are you interviewing?
Nick Briggs.
Oh, wow.
You're interviewing Nicholas Briggs.
Nicholas Briggs.
Name dropper.
Holy crap.
How did you manage that?
Incredible story. I was really mad at him because he did this tweet, which I thought was kind of like divisive, and it was like, so I had ordered his new series that's coming out, The Human Frontier. But I was really mad, so I wrote it to Big Finish. I was like, I asked him to cancel it, and he wrote to me personally. It's like, what's the problem?
Oh my god, that's amazing!
And we then like got on, but like he was able to smooth out. So I'm so impressed with that. I am just so incredible. And so I said, listen, you got this series coming out in a couple of months. Do you want to come on the channel and we'll do an interview? Hopefully promote it. So yeah, so I'm going to ask him about a bunch of stuff. But anything you want to know about Daleks, I think he's like probably the foremost authority.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'll be
tuning into that.
I wish all such Doctor Who related complaints could be that effective.
Right.
Yeah, he was so good. He was better than me. So I can't really complain. He was so good.
You know what? I am going to take down the video I made about him. That's actually really cool. It was just complaining about some of his comments, but honestly, Big Finish props. That is awesome. So
yeah, that earns my respect because it takes a big person to do that.
That feel alienated. And like you're coming out with a new series. Maybe you want to like reach out to us.
Well, here's the thing. Nick Briggs is a perfect example of the way this current production team should be behaving. Though, when there is a complaint, that's how you handle it.
So close.
You know,
So close.
Not-
I'm telling you.
engage with the fans. You don't slag them off. You know?
Right. I was so impressed.
You know what? I am.
So
I'm going to renew my Big Finish subscription. That's actually really cool. Yeah, the scene's coming up shortly.
all right, we're about to get Fat Lincoln here.
Oh yes. Lincoln's been. I think it's the time space visualizer has scrunched up.
Colin says,
Yeah, no
He's been
kidding.
hitting. He's been
You know,
hitting the donuts.
It's gonna have to drop out.
I do like the whole idea. I do like the whole idea of, you know, us seeing what the TARDIS crew is doing kind of during downtime, just relaxing. I think that was really interesting. But I thought that you're going to the trouble of inventing basically a time television. You're in a time space machine. Just go there.
Right. I think that would be something cool that if that existed now. But like if you have a time machine,
I mean,
what's the point of it?
Any of us would kill to have a time television, but them, it's like
it's like,
you know, they're living in one.
I didn't know what the purpose of this was really. I mean, I guess just to.
It was just kind of the Doctor was tinkering around and like inventing something.
Yeah, no, it's charming. Blue Ball.
Actually,
okay, now I have to take another shot. Why did you do that?
the thing I always found funny about this era of the TARDIS is the TARDIS is huge, but they all sleep in the same room.
Well, it's like the British show, was it Are You Being Served? Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
So every week they go to the canteen to eat, and they all sit squashed around the table. And then one day I realized, wait a minute, they're only around one side of the table. It's because they've got the camera on the other side.
Right.
I love that show. I got the whole DVD set. It's like one of my I'm in a bad mood, cheer myself up shows.
Yeah, I started rewatching that recently. I got a couple episodes in. Still quite enjoyable.
Reminds us of good BBC.
The doctor's future wife, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I wonder if he knows that while he's watching that.
Is this before she met with Tennant or after his thing?
No, this would be later in her life. So in theory, she's already been married to the Doctor.
Right. So she would be very angry if he just popped in.
Yeah. This is, I believe, when she wanted to do mean things to him.
And is this is after 10 and Martha met Shakespeare as well?
Yes, it would be.
Older here. That's such a good episode. I really look forward to getting up there when in our rewatch. I think this is a really good little plot device to fill up half the episode. And it's like educational and fun. It's like it works on every level.
Okay, I think now they're just about, for those of you with Region 1, you might want to pause it because they're about to go into the Beatles thing. And the next scene we'll start back on is the TARDIS landing. But now we are watching Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, it's the same way
which
with
at this point was
too,
actually,
so
which at
you
this
want to pause it if you're watching Redbox.
Yeah, you want to pause it as the TARDIS is materializing on the planet, and we'll let you know when to start back. But right now they're all watching Top of the Pops.
Yeah, I'm a little
with,
jealous. I mean, what the
Ticket to
heck?
Ride,
Why did what you know?
which was actually kind of going down the charts a little bit when this aired.
I hate the Beatles, but I love that song.
You don't like the Beatles?
Oh no, Beatles are overrated.
I know. I don't understand. No, there's got to be one song to convert you.
Don't get all the hype with
Here's the big mystery of this scene.
I love watching,
okay, here's wait a minute.
Getting into it.
For some
There's
reason,
Ian kind of dancing and mouthing the words. How does he know the words to a Beatles song that only came out 2 years after he left Earth? But we'll kind of let that slide.
Yeah, I think we can let it go. What was I going to say?
Right. Well, we seem to be doing. Everybody is tweeting on Twitter.
It is a funny line. It is a funny line where Vicky says that you didn't know they played classical music. That's actually kind of a funny line.
Well, I would like to see it, but you know.
I can't get my eyes off that jacket he's wearing.
You know, your next stream, if I see you in a jacket like that.
I doubt I'll find one that'll fit me.
Oh, come on. It's 2020.
Okay, everybody restart. Everybody watching restart as the TARDIS is materializing on the planet. So we're all back together again now.
So this planet, was that shot on location or was it on a stage? Does anybody know?
Later,
it was on location in space.
No, later it looks like it was a stage setup, but you can kind of tell.
Like that. That was a really interesting shot just there where it's the point of view shot of Hartnell sticking his hand toward the screen to fiddle with it. That's actually never really did that again, but that was actually pretty interesting.
Well, list of filming locations for the story. Camber Sands, so that's probably where we were. Albert Embankment, Kensington Gardens, Ealing Film Studios, Trafalgar Square, Baywater Road, Regent Street, and White City Central Line Station.
Right, all that's in London, apart from Canberra Sands. So it must be Canberra Sands, and that's a sound stage.
And unfortunately, this doesn't qualify as a quarry.
When the Brigadier thing he ended up in the Three Doctors, it was
Cromer.
Matter Universe.
Doesn't he say this must be Cromer?
Cromer, yeah, maybe they filled it there. If you ever saw like the direct-to-video release from the 90s, Downtime, there's a nice little callback to that where he's in this like desert. He's like, "Oh, I'm arriving at Cromer."
See, these location shots are actually not really necessary, but they do actually provide some perspective and give more of a kind of scope to the story instead of having it all just be studio bound. Right. I mean, that's really good. I really like that shot right there.
Because I think of this real cinematic scale.
This is back when they actually cared.
Yeah.
Oh, this was the second season. They would not be scared off by any script back then. You know, anything they would do. Dalek Invasion Earth, Web Planet, they wouldn't scared of it, anything.
Well, they never actually talk about what this is. Ian makes a joke about this being blood. They never actually say what this is, but I'm of the belief that this is Mire Beast poo.
I thought it was like fumed sand from a Dalek ship landing. Can I tell you, the camera work is really, the camera angles are just fantastic. Oh, look at that!
Oh no!
Oh, this is right out the Dalek space book, isn't it?
I just
now somebody can explain how the Doctor thinks he's going to get a good suntan by laying out with all his clothes. I think that's
that's an English thing. Because if an English person takes their top off, they explode.
Is that illegal? Who's thumping on their keyboard?
Oh, it's Noel. Is that Noel?
Probably. Is that Noel?
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear that?
Oh yeah.
You can hear it.
Sorry, I'm just
thump. No, it's all
right. Ladies, just retweeting. That's all. Just doing me bit.
Now, see, you know what? If I had one of those machines that could draw up every, particle of everything ever created, I'd just be sitting there all day watching missing episodes. That's the only thing I would care about watching.
Great. We need that.
If I had that in the middle of my living room, I'd watch missing episodes.
Did you see
lockdown would not be a problem.
About that, Debs?
I love his reaction when he's saying the Daleks.
Yeah, they're great.
I'm waiting for the CRT TVs to make a hipster comeback. It's you could watch Doctor Who on a flat screen HD TV, but it's not the same as watching it on a CRT. I kind of wish I hadn't thrown out my TV.
You are very correct there.
And Rabbi,
now, there's a couple of, I'm not sure what. Oh no, I'm sorry, Bolster. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Gary.
No, I was just going to say, in some of these scenes, they used a couple of Daleks from the 1960s Cushing movies to kind of fill out their ranks in this story.
Right. In fact, they were seen on TV in Dalek Invaderverse before they were seen in color.
I love the Daleks' voices in this episode, especially though.
Right.
And I was going to say,
their voices
Rabbi,
are wacky in this one.
Oh yeah, and I was going to say, Rabbi, in honor of Nicholas Briggs, actually doing what nobody has done. I'm renewing my download subscription, which I said 3 weeks ago I wasn't going to do.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
You know what? Big Finish, you've got my respect. All is forgiven.
Exactly. Listen, at the end of the day, if he was willing to engage with Rabbi, they were able to talk it through. Obviously, you know, they've come to some sort of resolution because, you know, he's coming on to Rabbi's channel to do that interview. If I would just say to Chris Chibnall and the rest of the production team, listen, take stock. That's how you do it. If look at a simple little gesture like that goes a long way, and this is what these people have failed to do. So fair play to Nicholas Briggs and Baldrick. I know for you that this was, you know, to give up Big Finish in the first place was a big thing, big deal for you.
I'm still never listening to audios written by a certain author again.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, honestly, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
like Nicholas Briggs, props, man. You are legit. You are somebody that truly loves the fans. Chibs would never do this.
No.
It really shows he loves the fans. He really respects the fans.
Yes.
Because for him to do that,
it wasn't even a back and forth over email. We sent lengthy emails about like real differences of opinions. You know?
Wow. I didn't have a problem with the guy, to be honest, but you know that really he has my respect. Absolutely.
Well, there you go, Nicholas Briggs. Big Finish.
See, Big Finish. You just got somebody that was a fan, a subscriber for 20 years. You know, I had decided a month ago that I wasn't going to, but literally that's all we ask. So you've won me back. Thank you, my friends.
I'm really glad to hear it as well because you know, I just love I love what they put out. Did you hear the Space 1990?
Yeah, I'm actually going to take down my Big Finish video as well because I asked people to boycott Big Finish. So
yeah, no, I'm actually I'm setting mine to private right now. So if you like that video, sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. My video as well. It's only fair. I mean, if he's willing to engage with the fans like that, you know, that's all we've ever wanted. And that's the thing. And I would urge Chris Chibnall, that's all we want. Just engage with us, man. Listen to our concerns. Even if you are an arrogant.
Right. You know,
it doesn't matter. At least you've listened to us. That's all we ever wanted about it. Just listen to the fans. But let's get back to this anyway, because I love the conversation between Vicky.
This actually, you know what, this scene is with Ian and Vicky there. I'm watching it, and all I can think of is the line, "I hate sand. It gets everywhere."
No shit.
Sorry, I just want to ask because me memory is a bit off. How old is Vicky supposed to be in this?
I think she's supposed to be older than Barbara, or not Barbara.
Susan.
I got Alzheimer's.
She's still a teenager, so I would
Yeah, I
say
think
she's
she's-
probably supposed to be like 15 or 16.
Yeah, with probably the same age. She comes across as a lot
Yeah.
younger than Barbara for sure. So I can tolerate her a lot more than
because-
Susan, though.
And that was the
Oh yeah, Maureen. Yeah, she's great.
and it's the first cast change in Doctor Who as well. So that was where the rotation of companions began. I think Hartnell had 9 companions throughout his run or something like that. If you add them all up,
Yeah, he had quite a lot.
Who is your favorite Hartnell companion or companions?
I like
for
Stephen
me, Ian.
Taylor.
Ian and Barbara.
Yeah, I do like them as well.
I mean, there were so many. I mean, I agree. I mean, Stephen was a great character. I mean, I liked Vicky much more than Susan. I thought her relationship with Hartnell with the Doctor was a lot better too.
Yeah.
Ian and Barbara were obviously great, but they left kind of at the right time. I mean, I don't think it would have worked for them to have stayed in longer. I really wish there had been more stories with Ben and Polly and the first Doctor, because I'm a huge fan of Ben and Polly, and they came in just as he was on the way out.
I haven't heard anybody say Dodo.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Dodo of the ever-changing accent.
I don't think you will either.
The name suited her so well.
But Michael Richardson.
Dodo was more of a nothing. No shade against the actress. Dodo always struck me as more of a placeholder character.
She made Susan tolerable for me. I'd go back to Susan. Yeah.
Susan would have been good if they would have just given more. At one point, they played with the idea of making her telepathic and everything. If they could have so easily made that character stronger.
It's just the constant screaming. The constant screaming. It was too much. You know, a little bit. Sure, back then I got it, but man, it was just way too much. Way too much with the screaming and damsel in distress type of thing.
But the great thing about Susan is her departure is one of the iconic scenes in the classic series.
Yeah, that's up there with Troughton's scene in from last week too with the Cybermen.
Right. One day I'll come back. I love that. I love that speech. It's just beautiful. What would you think a color movie of this would have been like? They were going to make a third.
It was going to be the third one. I think actually it would have been a lot better because they would have obviously made it a lot tighter. It would be really colorful with all the Daleks, and they could have done stuff with the creatures later. I won't spoil it for who's coming up, but the mechanoids and the horror characters that come up. Yeah, it could have been fun.
And if they film on a backlog of any studio, they got all these sets anyway. You got the Mary Celeste, you got Empire State, they have all these places they could go to. Pinewood, they showed it there.
Well, yeah, that's why they used 2 film studios for this one. Although apparently all they used at Ealing for this was 1 stage and a garage.
Oh, I love this. Terry Nathan came up with something awesome, with a Dalek coming out of something, coming out the water, coming out sand.
Well, that's a callback to the end of the first episode of Dalek Invasion of Earth.
Yeah, the water.
Awesome.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to have the Dalek bubble bath. And I always used to have that coming out the water when I was in the bath.
Imagine the complexities of that scene, though, when you think of it.
Oh, it's great.
That is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, the ending of that episode is just actually fantastic.
And they had to get the rising platform under the set.
Wow. That's look. They were way ahead of their time, I think, to be honest with you. I mean, even their radio, what was it called? The Radiophonics, where they created their own.
Yeah, Radiophonic Studios.
Like, yeah, they were way ahead of everybody.
Or radiophonic workshop, I should say.
That's what it's called. That's it. Are we going straight to the next episode, or are we just taking
it's like 30 seconds or so, no?
Yeah, give me about a minute.
Mine's still, the ring is still going around, so give me a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll just do a quick catch up for anybody that fell behind with the Beatles sequence.
Right. Well, I've got the next episode ready to go. So we're all ready.
And there are. I mean, there's no disputing. There's some interesting things about this story, but ultimately it's like 6 episodes with about half an episode of plot.
Yeah, I just feel like they could have cut it down to 3 episodes. Really, I just thought it was just overkill. But that's just my opinion.
Although, keep in mind they had to fill up time as well because they were doing 48 episodes a week back then, which is insane when you think of the amount of work that entailed. And you always, when you watch these, you kind of feel bad for the actors as well because these were filmed essentially in real time. So when you think the amount of stress they were under during the whole 2 hours they had to film the episode,
I wouldn't be able to do it. There's no way.
Nobody would be able to do it now.
No.
Chib's era couldn't do it. God, that would be funny to watch.
That would actually be hilarious to see if they could get through it.
That's why I always cringe. That's why I always cringe at the whole everybody defaulting back to, like, even JNT did it, where they go, oh well, we're just kind of call back to the classic structure of 4 people in the TARDIS. Well, hang on. The reason that we did that was for practical terms, because at 48 or 42 or 48 episodes a year, there was sometimes when the actors needed a week off and you'd write out the character or put them in a dungeon or something for that week or whatever. It was a matter of practicality. Plus, over 42 whatever episodes a season, you had time to service all those characters. If they didn't get it in one story, they get it in another. And also, the Doctor wasn't the driving dominant force in all the stories like he was by the 80s or even now. So to say that, I'm going to replicate, I want 4 people in the TARDIS because we only have 10 episodes a year, and a Doctor who's supposedly the driving force of the show, the need for that is, it irks me every time they use that as the justification for slamming 4 people into the TARDIS in
although to defend JNT a bit, at least he realized the error of his ways, and thankfully they kill off Adric 6 episodes in. Whereas the current regime is
they will not on anything.
And when they bring in Turlo, they write out Nissa in the next story. So yeah.
Are we ready with it to go with episode 2?
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Just let me get my phone ready. Yeah. I think.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. Biddly bum, biddly bum.
And we're off.
Noel, are you watching this on a phone?
I am.
Oh, dude.
If it makes you feel better, I'm watching on a 60-inch TV.
It's actually pretty good on the phone. It's a great copy.
No, I do watch it on phone in bed a lot. These episodes really work. It's funny that I've often thought that when I'm laying in bed watching an old 60s Doctor Who on my phone, I'm like, this could be made for this.
I can't watch TV on my phone. I can't even watch YouTube videos on my phone.
But for these, I have to. But next week's story, I won't, because I have it on DVD.
Now, Bulls Trek, you were talking earlier about, the length of the seasons. I actually do think, for as many problems as I have with the story, despite its good moments, I actually think this kind of loose structure does work in the context of a 40-week kind of continuous narrative. That now we segment them now because we have the DVDs and the Target books and all that, so we know where the stories end and begin. But back then it was just an ongoing continuous narrative, and so I think it works in that context, even if not as a separate, cohesive, self-contained 6-part story.
Yeah, and as I was saying last week as well, these were not meant to be rewatched. It was a soap opera.
Yeah, it was.
It's a soap opera in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, the camera angle they just now for those two Daleks was fantastic. You had the sensor Dalek. I love that.
Nobody said blue bonnet's a magic word lately. I'm not going to. Don't worry.
Charming, endearing.
I think those
Does it count?
costumes
You have
are
to take
charming.
a shot if you say it.
I'll be interested to see, when the octopus comes out, if anyone's going to say charming.
It just came out, and it wasn't that charming.
Yeah.
This is the 60s equivalent of the Merca.
He was, yes. But again, I just love the way they just didn't let any restrictions stop them from doing anything. I just love it. Oh my god, the way they frame these Daleks again, searching for them. Isn't it great? Yeah, I say I kind of would like that about the Moffat era. Whenever they brought the Daleks back, there was always something newer with the Daleks. You got the censor one here, but I like the Moffat. You had the Parliament and the Daleks. A lot of people hated that, but I really enjoyed it each time they had something different.
Now, if this was like the modern day series, that special Dalek with a little scanner there would be its own separate limited edition thing for $50 or something.
You're right.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm in sync, which is how many minutes are you in?
I am. Hang on, I'll tell you now.
I'm at 318, 319, 320.
Right.
The Daleks are scanning the desert.
325.
And you got like the guy in the bad.
Yeah. So I'm at 335, 36, 37.
Right, grand.
But you know what? The special effects really don't matter because I think
now
it just kind of agreed that they're just trying to give the story over the best they can.
Okay.
Well, that's all they had back then. I realize that.
I do have to admit I am confused by the fact that an ocean planet would be named Arius instead of, say, Oceanus or something. Now, these guys, I think, went on to really successful careers in Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. So that's where they went.
What color do you think they are? Are they green? Are they gold?
Probably gold. Didn't you use gold back then?
And another note about this episode, this was one of the episodes that was located by Ian Levine in 1978.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in its entirety.
Cool, 78 was only 4 or 5 years off they were junked?
They discovered the junking in 1978. And Ian Levine he actually found a number of stories in a film vault. Like the Aztecs, I think Planet of Giants was in there. I believe Dalek Invasion of Earth, Web Planet, a couple others.
I remember the Dalek Invasion of Earth. The Daleks was the one he found when they finally let him into the archive. That was the one that been ready to be junked the next day.
It was, that was the first one he discovered, and literally it was, to be junked.
And he just missed Dalek Master Plan.
Yeah. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think any other copies of the Daleks have ever been discovered. Actually, a lot of these
Vicky,
stories wouldn't exist. Oh, that's great action.
Oh boy. Oh.
The explosion is pretty good.
There we go.
I have a feeling that was stock footage.
All right. If anyone says charming or endearing.
But it was. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's like
God.
Vicky, how about Vicky, how about rolling him away from the edge there? Thank you, dear.
There you go, Vicky. That's how you do it. Ian. Oh,
There you
Ian.
go. Bit of a hang trick.
I've always loved you.
I was waiting for someone to say something like that. Always count on you, Gary.
Oh, now that's not nice. Just walk all over that poor thing's tentacles. Come on there.
Yeah, I just realized I was getting so many details of this story mixed up with Keys of Marinus.
Yeah. Those structures kind of a little bit similar. I always thought it would have been cool if like those formations would have been like rock people, you know, from that Star Trek classic episode, and they would just start moving because they'd be another life form thing. That would have been cool.
Wait, wasn't that Galaxy Quest?
What was that?
Wasn't that Galaxy Quest where they had the rocks come alive?
Yeah, that was Galaxy Quest. You're right.
We did.
That's a great scene in that
Galaxy
movie
Quest
too.
as well.
Yeah.
I just love Hartnell and Barbara, my dear Barbara.
Yeah, he's good in this. He actually doesn't really fluff only a couple of his lines.
Yeah, I just love the way Daleks talk with each other.
I just want a Dalek. I just want one. I'd adopt one. Just give me one.
No, but I kind of liked it when they did that in was it Daleks in Manhattan, where they have a little like chat between themselves.
Gary is showing off his Daleks now.
There, I know. This actually, though, this is the Dalek Invasion of Earth one because it has the
special edition.
It has the thing at the back.
And the reason I think it's got the silver sides is because they hadn't finished painting it that week. Make it into a black Dalek.
Why did she give him crap about eating? I mean,
it looks like they're eating just like huge sticks of butter.
Yep.
yeah.
Well, it was the 60s.
What's delicious?
So,
what's
cholesterol?
No one was worried about hardening of the arteries back then. Hell, it's probably pure lard. It's probably Crisco in that bowl.
Yeah.
And yet people still lived long back then.
Yeah.
You know, everything fried in Crisco is delicious.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
That is true.
Funny thing
and
about
if you go to fairs now, you know, you can get like fried butter on a stick.
Yeah, have you ever
like
had that?
Great.
It's actually delicious.
No.
Oh my god, it's so good. No, it's so good. Trust me.
Is the Krispy Kreme donut cut in half, burger in the middle, piece of cheese put together, and then deep fried.
I would so eat that. I would so eat that right now. I've been on a diet for a year.
I would eat that. I would eat that in a second. Yeah.
Yum.
Speaking of people being old, Hartnell was only 55 when he was cast.
Right.
Wasn't he younger than Capaldi was when he was cast?
They were the same age, I think. Yeah, they were the same age.
Yeah, they were the same age, but I think Hartnell was still slightly older, but by a couple of months or something.
But he just looked older too. I think there was the time, you know.
Well, people looked older back then.
Yeah, they did.
Well, let me put this in perspective. He's only a few years older than Gary from Nerdrotic is now.
Wow. Gary is 55 years old?
No, he's 50.
He does not look 50.
I can say that because Gary's given his age away.
Yeah,
I thought he was
think Gary from Nerdrotic.
Younger than me.
Gary turned 50.
I think Gary from Nerdrotic would make a great 14th Doctor.
He would.
Actually, I want to give a shout out to Gary because he obviously promoted this whole lockdown thing on this channel.
Yeah.
So Thank you. Same with Doomcock as well. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Gary's wall of figures that's always behind him is like a thing of wonder. I always marvel.
I know. I always stare at it. Trying to figure out who they all are.
Yeah.
I want to be that person. I want to be Gary with all his figures on the wall like that. That's pretty cool.
He's got stacks and stacks of comic books in his shelf or in his garage from his comic store, because apparently he's doing a comic store.
Oh yeah. I've heard him talk about that.
Gary ran a comic store. I had not heard that.
Yeah.
Did you not know? No, yeah.
Yeah, they used to play.
That was a joke. That was a joke, by the way.
I know
that was a joke. I know.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just saying, God, Gary.
I know he's. No, because he says that about every other. He says that every other show.
Oh, yeah. It's funny. It's a running joke on his channel now at this stage.
Yeah.
It's his meme. That TARDIS is looking a little bit beat up.
I like it though. I kind of miss what the TARDIS
an observation, not a criticism.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I think that might actually be purposeful, because remember, it was disguising itself in a junkyard.
Yeah, and that would make sense, because that would be much more like, would just be non-noticeable.
Barbara, you must eat your lard.
Eat your Crisco, Barbara.
It's just
the ears on these guys are just.
Ooh.
I mean, the one thing you have to give like Pixie Stories is like working within their limitations. They did actually, make an effort to do like the forced perspective and the backgrounds and stuff to give the idea of more depth to things than was actually there.
And back then, that you would have been watching it on a 14, 15-inch screen, so you never would have noticed.
With fuzzy reception.
Right. It wasn't as clear as what we have now. So yeah, you're not going to notice now I'm seeing the mask and how you can tell it's obviously a headpiece anyway, but you can tell that more on HD screens.
Although resolution in the UK, PAL was higher resolution than NTSC. So slightly, although we had a better frame rate.
All right.
That was the trade-off.
Now we can all be glad that Ian is a heavy sleeper and doesn't like to roll over when he sleeps.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's that jacket. It keeps them cozy.
Right. I knew you were going to mention the jacket.
I'm
You're
not
obsessed.
The jacket.
You need that jacket when you interview Nicholas Briggs.
I do. I need Nicholas Briggs to wear that jacket. So she must have been the companion for about a year now, because she came on right after Dalek Invasion of Earth. Right?
Well, it was the same season. It was the same season because this would have been the 16th story, and the rescue. Her first story was the 11th, and so she'd probably been on it probably about maybe like 15 or 16 weeks by this point.
When does she leave? I can't remember.
She leaves next season in the Myth Makers. She stays behind in
Troy?
Troy or whatever.
Rome or Greece to marry Troilus.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Could you imagine living in history? It'd be awful.
I'd actually like to see that story. It's supposed to be pretty funny.
Wow, he's a bit handy in this, isn't he, Hartnell?
Oh,
That is quite the action sequence. I love those obvious boulders.
Yeah, they look so heavy. Not styrofoam at all.
Yeah, but look at
No, they're just really.
how to say Hartnell here? If you consider how.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't even want to say what that looks like. Anyway.
I regret nothing.
That looks like something that would come out of my stomach.
I don't know. It doesn't look right.
I was gonna say me ass, but then I thought that's too quick.
Thanks for not saying that.
Well, I'm just at the saying it now.
You need to go see a doctor, Noel.
Look at the clothes back in the day. But I don't mind that fashion back in the day.
20 minutes after this.
I think I have a shirt that looks like that, actually.
Do you?
Burn it right after the stream.
Oh, hell no.
No way. They're retro. You keep them.
That's a classic.
Remember, classic fashion is coming back nowadays because
It is.
you know, designers can't design out new, so they just go back and get Rob inspiration from.
Well, it's the same they do with television too. They just remake what was already made before.
Yeah, and movies.
What,
and
one
movies.
of his little. Anybody notice one of his little bars is broken on the Dalek? It's like snapped.
Oh, the one closer to the camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love little bloopers like that.
Don't destroy my childhood, Bolstrek.
Okay, those are real rocks.
We want the Dalek and we want one now, except Christmas time when it comes back. Oh yeah, Manipa's been talking up the Daleks, by the way, guys. Just thought let's just throw that in. Seems that we're watching the Dalek.
That plank.
Yeah.
That's planktastic.
Yeah. That's great. Planktastic. That should be the hashtag for the new season. Hashtag planktastic.
Yes.
I've been taking a break from current Who coverage, and honestly, it's awesome.
It truly is. I walked away, and I'm glad I did.
I haven't done as much myself now. I have eased back. I will have to admit, I feel a lot better. But
I don't even look at stories when they come up. I'm like, nope, I'm doing other things for a while. I'm not leaving though, haters. I will be back to laugh at you. That's the only reason I'll be back.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, I just got to say here, in the long history of crap plans, this has got to be the crap.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well,
what the? Oh, that is awesome.
Okay, let's throw legits, and then we'll toss a couple of handfuls of sand on it. The Dalek won't know what hit it.
Yeah,
I'm just
that is awesome.
Good Lord,
I love this.
His vision may be impaired.
Look at that. That'll fool the logical. That'll fool the rulers of the galaxy right there.
But you know, as a kid, you would never question it. You would just think this is great. You know. I mean, so I kind of understand that. I mean, but at the same time, I see what you're saying. It's
well, was it in the next story?
It had to be said. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I agree with you.
One of the most terrifying villains back in the day. To be defeated like that is a kind of a bit of a, you know, it would be. It's ridiculous. Let's be honest, but
it is. But I think that. Lots of kids were watching it.
Brought someone to join them to watch it on now.
Here's some classic action.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They couldn't really do it. This entire scene is just absolutely ridiculous.
Plus,
this is so good.
Plus, it relies on you thinking that the Daleks' blasters are slow enough that they can actually be avoided.
They're supposed to be the most menacing villains in the universe, and they're tricked by this.
Yeah, Ian is stunning and brave. Said that. Stunning and brave.
I regret nothing.
Yep.
Pop goes the Dalek.
Oh yeah, he can't get out of the hole because they can't fly yet.
Yeah, that's right.
That was.
I would have liked to have seen them try to make them fly, though. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
But as with everything else in Classic Who, we buy into it completely because the actors are selling it.
Yep.
As serious.
Well, that's what made the show.
Great thing about Classic Who.
Whereas now it's the effects that sell it, and they don't sell it that well.
When you have good actors, you can forgive anything else.
Yep.
Has any of you heard the pilot they did for the Dalek TV show? The proposed American Dalek TV show.
I believe I saw it once.
Oh, the one
they did it. A Big Finish did an adaptation of it.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's much like this.
And I will be back.
That was the one when was that when Terry Nation tried to bring it, sell it to America?
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
We're just gonna wait on Ballstrek to get back. We're at the end of the second episode now, so we'll be moving on to the third one.
Mel Blanc was being quoted for the Dalek voices.
And don't forget, guys.
Really? BD.
Yeah, exactly.
Chase True Time on Twitter.
So Rabbi, does that mean that the Daleks would have sounded like BD?
I don't know. It'd be interesting though, wouldn't it? I'd love to go to that alternative universe and see what went down.
I would like to see Tweaky meet the Daleks. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Right, where are we? Let's see who's in the chat, actually. I'll update to read all user names out, obviously, because there's loads of yous in here, but we'll just mention a few. So we got John Steed, we got Crystal, we got Daniel, we got Super John, Problem Being, Internet Gas Leak. Joe K is here as well. Sadako 24, Bad Wolf 66, Face of Ball, Andrew, who says, sorry I'm late. No, it's grand. Don't worry about it, pal. Best thing about YouTube is if you miss it, you can always watch back.
Exactly.
John SDG is here as well. John Steed, I think I mentioned you, but just in case I didn't. Gary Hewitt is here as well. Many more. Stuart, Michael, and Problem Being, and as I said, so welcome all. Don't forget, as I said, to use the hashtag if you are on Twitter, Chase Through Time. So far so good. It's one of those stories. It's a bit bonkers, but
just a little.
It's just a little bonkers, but I really do. I mean, look, it's Doctor Who true and true. I mean, I like the bonkers story sometimes, and this is one. And William Hartnell for me is just, he's a legend. I mean, without him and Troughton.
Well, you know what I really love about these early episodes is they didn't know they're making something of significance. They thought they're making throwaway entertainment. Much as Shakespeare thought he was making throwaway entertainment. It's really they really didn't realize how great it was going to be, and it's really nice watching people just getting on and doing a fantastic job with it.
And back in the day, we talked about this a little bit last week. Back in the day when all you had to go by was like a Radio Times listing, you didn't have the whole season mapped out in front of you and know 6 months in advance who was coming, who was returning, who was going, and everything. The ending of this story would have been a complete stunner to people.
Exactly.
Because you have no clue that it's coming.
And Daniel's here. Welcome, Daniel. Hope you're doing all right, pal. Daniel's been a bit under the weather lately. I hope.
And just as a quick preview, this upcoming episode. So just as a quick preview, this upcoming episode will continue the wonderful legacy of crap American accents in Doctor Who. Also, please,
you mean the Alabama accent?
Please, I refer you to Minuet in Hell. And this coming episode.
We hang our heads in shame still.
I think Minuet wins though. I think that Southern accent has got to be the worst in history. But this comes close. That Alabama accent.
Why sure, little lady.
Just to let you
as my grandpappy used to say.
Hornswoggle.
Oh Lord.
I love that you have it memorized. It's
Hey Rabbi, it's not so much memorized as it's like burned into my memory, like staring at the sun too long.
Right.
I think Ballstrek is back. Are you back, Ballstrek?
No, I'm not.
No, he's not. He's not back at all. That's just the computer.
Oh, by the way, chat, don't forget, the giveaway this week is, and the one next week is going to be good as well. The giveaway this week is Carnival of Monsters. We're giving away tomorrow night.
Awesome.
Go to my channel, subscribe, like a video, leave the hashtag Miniscope, and you will have all the information on in the video notes of what to do. Plus, an audio event will starring Nicholas Briggs as a doctor you can download. Yeah, how good is it, Derek the Crashing? Hashtag.
Yeah. Right, I've just announced
I believe I actually own that story 3 times. I've got both DVD releases and the Blu-ray.
Yeah, I think I might own it 4 times actually.
Wow.
VHS, regular edition, updated edition, and Blu-ray. Yes. Thus, I have giveaway. So I've got to give.
I don't have it anymore.
Well, I think it's going to be Tales of Weng Chiang. Especially, I got to have a good giveaway because it's going to be the week the Nick Briggs interview is. So I think I'll get more viewers. So I've got to lure them in. The whores they are.
Like Nicholas Briggs isn't enough lure.
What's that?
Like Nicholas Briggs isn't enough to lure him in.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Nicholas Briggs is Doctor Who. Like literally.
He really is.
I don't think there's anybody in Who history that has had more involvement in the series since Nicholas Briggs.
Yeah.
Like he was doing conventions back in the 80s. They did the old video productions. What's the name of the company?
Real Time.
Yeah, Real Time.
Yeah, and he did those Mythmakers things I've been watching recently.
And he's been the voice of everything.
What are we on? Episode 3? 4? Yeah. Episode 3.
No, we're done, Noel. We watched.
Yeah, we're done. You just missed it.
Wait,
bye everyone.
Aren't we on 5? It's felt like 5.
Yes, episode 3. I nearly got.
Actually, it's easier to watch it today. It was harder to get through it. Maybe it's because I have all of you guys here.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
This is look. As I said, it's a bonkers story. It's just like it is one of those stories. If you watch with people, it's better. To be honest, but I have announced this week's watch along, which is obviously Inferno. So we're gonna do John Pertwee next Saturday.
That's a long one.
Yeah,
it's like 7 episodes.
Hashtag is
No, we were going to do something else. Remember?
No.
An adventure in time and space.
Oh, that's not next week, is it?
Yeah, 23rd. That was the plan. I'll do whatever you want, mate. I thought we were doing that.
Is that watch along that's on?
Yeah, that's why we were doing it.
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh,
no, we're
actually. I told you already. I'm not supporting anything that they do until.
This is a different one. This is the three doctors.
That's right. I do like the story, but I'd rather do it on
actually.
This isn't Emily Cook. This is the people who did the Three Doctors.
Actually,
you gotta do it.
Here's what we're gonna do, guys.
Moffat's sidekick is there. Moffat's sidekick is going to be making an appearance, isn't he? Mark Aces. So no, not a chance.
Mark Gatiss is great.
Not a chance. Not happening.
Well, I mean, what do you have against Mark Gatiss recently? Is it because his comments in that article?
Yeah. He's part of the whole problem. If you're not going to come out, if you're not, listen. As I have said, I'm going to say it again, right? If you're sitting on the fence or you're playing both sides of the fandom, which these guys have,
you're getting a lot of support in the chat, though. People agreeing with you.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
Listen, fans. As I said, this is why I'm doing the stream next week. Fans don't care. They don't care anymore.
Are you going to maybe do a 7-episode story? Are you kidding me? I thought that was a nice cushy 1 hour.
It's a great episode. It's a great story arc. But so long.
Here's my point. Why do we have to do it? Why do we have to do it at the same time as the official one? Why can't we do it on this channel ourselves? Get the whole panel back and we do it ourselves. Why can't we just do one ourselves of that story? Why do we have to do it officially with them? I'd rather not do it officially. I don't care who's behind it. I'm just not comfortable with these people.
But they weren't Emily Cook. This was the Three Doctors people. So I thought we liked them, didn't we? Didn't we? I don't know. Dude.
I'm kind of with Noel. I don't support blue check
people. My default.
No, you need to update the list on who we like and who we don't like.
Yeah, we're not sure.
You need to give us this week's list. Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
It just seems like they like something, we like something. Why don't we all like it together? I think we'd all be happier. I don't think okay, you might not like Mark Gatiss.
I see your point, but
listen, we got support. We got behind these other tweets, right? And everything was great in the fandom. And then Paul Cornell came around, right?
I hear.
No, but listen, if you want to blame someone, you can blame him. He's the one to blame. Because
I agree with you.
Comes along and says that we're bang out of order. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with them all until they change regime. Until this is decanonized, I will not acknowledge any more of these tweet alongs. On the classic new tweet alongs, that's what I said.
The chat is with you can't send in the face of
so speaking of watch alongs,
go on.
Let's watch along.
Oh yes,
that's what we're here for.
Oh yeah, we got into a bit of a but right.
Episode 3.
Episode 3. Let's do it.
Okay. Just pull it up so
give us a count, Rabbi.
Look, we'll discuss this further after we're finished briefly before we leave.
No, honestly, my biggest motivation was I'm kind of shocked I went from an hour watch long to a 3-hour one. That was a big factor for me.
Yeah, that was the point.
Really?
Right, are we starting? Sorry.
Wait, I'm just going okay. Are we ready, everybody?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go 5. Episode 3. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
There we go.
Feed away, everybody.
Oh, by the way, Noel, next week we're going to do the Daleks master plan. You just got to track down the episodes, so you got 7 days.
I'm up for that. Episode 3, Michael Russian, that is correct.
The Dalek master plan.
Yeah, you got to find it though. So you got 7 days.
Right, so we're doing that instead. Have I been overruled then on the Inferno one?
Oh no, I was just making a joke, dude. You had to find the episode.
Yeah.
All the episodes. Well, all but 3 of them. If
you find Dalek Master Plan, I would rather watch that than Inferno.
Well, then let's send our little feelers out. We might get.
That's something I really don't understand. If I had a hidden, a lost episode, I'd be really excited for people to have it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hoard it. I'd rather everybody has it, and then I feel every time somebody watches it and they get a bit of pleasure for it, I get a bit of reward for that pleasure, you know.
If
Well,
I had it,
you're a good person, Rabbi. That's exactly what a good person would do.
What?
if I found an episode, or just suddenly somewhere in Canada I found an episode that was missing, I would hand it off to the restoration team, and all I'd want is a free copy of the DVD or Blu-ray.
Yes, exactly.
Well done. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't need any cash. Anybody that would ask for cash, in my opinion, would be, come on.
No, it's worse than that. No, there are people who have like that. There's 3 episodes.
My machine was pausing. What scene are you guys? What scene are you guys on right now?
They're in the top.
The 3 of them. I've got Barbara, Vicky.
What's on your screen right
The
now?
doctor's sitting down.
Console.
Now.
152, 153, 54,
Yeah,
55.
Okay, great.
It is.
All right.
2 or 4.
Thank you. That's great. I'm only a few seconds behind.
Oh, I love the console. I just get the direction in this is lovely. I get that whole thing is just ambitious. There we go.
This is where actually the term. This is where the
that
term
60s music.
This is where the term time rotor was mentioned for the first time. But Vicky points to the panel. She doesn't.
It reminds me a bit like the
Oh yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
Or something like that, you know.
What's that?
I said it reminds me a bit like the Avengers or something like that.
Yeah, it just makes me want to make a dirty martini or something.
Or something with that type of music.
I love that.
Very 60s.
It was a photo cutout.
I love that that acid trip going on in the background.
Oh my god, that's so awesome.
Wouldn't it
By the way,
be
some people might have actually been after watching this. We have to actually acknowledge that some people might have been on ASA to watch this story because they probably would have needed it to make sense.
Okay, why have they not done a story where the Daleks get into a narcotic? Wouldn't that be incredible?
Oh my god, I would so watch that.
Daleks on speed or something.
Daleks.
What would they call it? Would they call it like Bad Trip of the Daleks?
Oh, that would be great. You need to write. Somebody needs to write that.
Oh,
Scarface edition of the Daleks, and they go, "Say hello to my little friend."
There you go.
Overdose of the Daleks.
Imagine a junkie Dalek. That you just got a Dalek. That's more scary.
You should just
Oh
write
my god, that would be frightening. A Dalek on angel dust.
Rabbi, you should just write that for a comic, man.
Yeah,
oh my god, yes.
You should, because you've done comics before. You should do a Dalek on drugs comic.
Yeah,
cool.
Put a little powder under their little stops.
Like the only stuff I'm working on right now is stuff I own. Like I'm in the middle of a graphic novel, it's like my own property. I want to, I don't want to have any. Yeah, I don't want to be working on anybody else's properties.
It's one thing I love, I want to say about this scene is especially the Hartnell era, about how you always see the regulars like change clothes, like even in between stories, like in the middle of the story, Ian changes his. That's one thing that always annoyed me about 80s Who, especially the Davison era, because you'd have these companions who were in TARDIS for an indeterminate number of times, and they only had like one outfit. This is much more believable to me that they would constantly be changing clothes. And it like sets the story. I can tell what Sarah Jane's story it is just by what she's wearing.
Yeah, like the Hand of Fear, you already know.
Exactly. But with like Tegan and Nissa and Adric, it's like, don't you people have more than one change of clothes here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, was it Russell?
Oh, here we go.
When he did the first season, he wrote out
top of the Empire State.
Oh God!
I know we have everybody. This is Don Corleone. Don Corleone
Very
is your
stereotypes,
Empire State guide.
And this was given to us by the French, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you don't.
And then he makes some kind of like joke about jumping off the building.
Does.
It's like, what?
He would, yeah.
And make sure you don't jump off the building.
One of these days, One of these days, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday, I might ask you for a favor.
But the incredible thing is, this is not as bad as it gets.
No, wait till Alabama comes on.
I mean, he's there. He just hasn't.
Oh yeah, there's Mr. Corn Pone right now.
Oh God,
clenching up.
I'm not from Alabama, but I don't know. This is just.
I don't understand all your. I
will say I do have friends from Alabama, and they kind of sound like that.
No, you're supposed to say Bammer.
Alabama.
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 How would you know? You've never been to Alabama.
No, sir.
What's it?
It's like Gomer Pyle. It's like Gomer Pyle.
No, it's like Little Abner.
Yeah, that too. It could be.
Why, shoot, ma'am. Boy, howdy.
Hello, little lady.
Now, clearly, this must be some kind of big observation platform because nobody comes back around for about 10 minutes. It's only him on that side.
Oh, God. Golly, Dre.
Yes, yeah? Is that the way they really did American accents in Doctor Who? That is so funny, man. I thought my American accent was bad.
Yeah.
No, there are people that sound like that, though. I'm not going to lie. There really are, unfortunately.
Howdy, ma'am.
And just in case, for all the viewers who weren't sure he's American, he wears the cowboy hat because, of course, all Americans do that.
Oh yeah,
right. All Southerners, we ride horses and we ride cowboy hats and wear cowboy boots because that's what we do. So anyone needs to know that.
King, how to say name? King says, as a person who now lives in North Carolina, I can say Peter Purvis needs to work on his southern accent. That is correctly put. I don't think anybody could disagree with you there, sir.
Now, as much as we're throwing shade on the great Peter Purvis,
and I love him,
I say that without a hint of irony because I do think Peter Purvis is great. It was his back in the days, as Bulltrek refers to when we started. The filming on this was so tight. It was his performance in this episode which led him to be cast 3 episodes later as Stephen because they liked his mannerisms, the way he played it. It's like that's a tight filming schedule.
And he'll clearly game for anything because he did this.
Right.
Yeah.
I love his.
I always kind of wonder though. It's like, Ian and Barb are like right there. You want Barb to go, Ian, it's 1966. Okay, doctor, we'll see ya.
Yep.
And get a flight from New York back to England.
I wondered why she didn't do that because they wanted to go home so bad by the end of this episode. By the story arc that
it's like she doesn't even play the fact that they're back in their own time.
You know what? To be fair, it probably doesn't even hit her at this point because they're so focused on escaping from the Daleks.
No, right? No, I know. Yeah. I'll see you. I gotta go slop my pigs.
I have a camera like that.
Yeah, it's real clever how they do that.
Really? Does it still work?
Not since the 70s, but it's in a box in my storage. It was my grandfather.
Oh, here we go.
Oh God!
Oh my God! How did they not kill him?
Oh look! His reaction
exactly. I want the Dalek to go, I do not understand your alien accent. Although that 360 rotation of the eye stalk is fantastic.
Cool?
I love that. Exterminate. Whoa, did you see how he covered? Did you see it really quickly cover his you know what, when the stock got too close to that? That's hilarious.
Got a little too close for comfort.
You don't want to be exterminated.
Like, buy me dinner
there.
first,
That's right.
at least.
Although that is funny. I mean, this scene's nothing but comedy. It's pure comedy, and he actually does pretty good in it. I mean, it's not supposed to be a serious. You can't take this scene silly at all.
No, I don't think they meant it to be that way at all. I agree.
What I like about
it's funny. Look over when they flash to the litter. Look at the litter bin and all the trash at the base of the litter bin. I guess nobody. I think that's pretty funny. Nobody.
What I like about this is even in the '60s, the show didn't take itself too seriously. That's why I don't hate the gunfighters.
Right. It's again a bit of fun.
That song, though, Bullstruck. That song that plays through that whole story arc, man.
I have a song.
Oh, come on. It's a classic. We need to do a techno remix.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was what
I think
it's hard to get through.
I think we need to do a karaoke of that after this.
I don't think we need to. No. I think that's a horrible idea. Don't listen to Gary, please.
We reenact this. Can I be the guy in the white hat? Is the next episode the Dracula one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's Gary's favorite.
Can't wait for that.
That's your favorite, isn't it? You were telling me that yesterday.
It is.
We were talking. Yeah.
It is. I love that.
Yeah, I know you do. You said so as much.
Oh yeah.
Like
the crap's going to hit the fan during that episode. I'll tell you.
Interesting theme park.
So that got 24.
Now I realized as I was rewatching it this week.
Marie.
Nowhere in this story does it explain what this anti-Dalek machine actually does.
I know, because they hadn't really worked it out yet. He's just like, "I'll get you the gear, we'll work it out," and then they said, "It's the bomb." Okay.
I love that. That is I am totally buying that. This is so believable.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't look like a model in a stream.
No. These are some great practical effects.
Yeah. Well, just wait till the last episode when they show the little facility where Barbara says it's so huge. You'll love that.
Johnny Depp has nothing on this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's where Disney got their inspiration from.
That's all. Man, it was so hot here. It's like 42 degrees.
Well done, Captain Obvious.
And so, of course, nobody notices this big box on the deck.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, though, wasn't it supposed to blend in with its surroundings, though?
No, I know.
But like, hey. Is it? I don't think it's that safe for a woman to be walking around on a ship.
No.
Like, very horny man.
Yeah, the way she just like, I'm just enjoy the sea air. No worries here.
And of course, the minute a man sees Barbara, as in every other story, he immediately. That was the trope for Barbara. Everybody was.
Yeah.
Everyone was after her.
Getting after. Yes, thank you. Thanks for that very civilized term. My mind went blank for a second.
The TARDIS looks like it's printed on, like two-dimensional printed on backdrop, right?
Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like the regular circles.
Right.
Like
That is what
it looks like a backdrop. You're right.
Yeah, it does look like that.
I never noticed that before.
How stealthy.
Just hit him. Jeez.
She tapped
like
him.
I would have already done it. It's like, let's slowly put it over his head.
Tap him, and what? Guy must have a thin skull. Holy crap.
Yuck, 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 yuck. Sidely.
She hit him faster than the other guy.
That was a real
the comedy
rough
stylings of Chesterton, everybody.
He looked like he was about to crack up there.
Now this is the weekend at Bernie's moment.
Vicky was just in a man bashing nude. Yes, she was.
I know.
The sound of happiness.
You know, I was just thinking that, Noel, like that sound, you know, there's really a lot of happiness connected to that.
A key scratching on a piano.
Yeah, I know. Imagine
Yes.
that became the most recognizable sound in sci-fi.
Yep.
Now it just brings terror, you know, when we're talking about the new.
Or is
Yep.
Or as Basil Fawlty described his wife sounds like somebody machine gunning a seal.
Yeah, I just realized the whole Tunnel Victorious thing, it's a way of allowing the Chibnall Doctor Who to continue. Because, you know, I think I think the Chibnall Who have just completely ceded the merchandising realm. That they're just not going to make any money. They're just not going to do it. So I think they maybe just saying, let's have a secondary merchandising realm.
Are you talking about the classic, promoting the classic stuff?
The Tunnel Victorious thing that got coming out in October.
Oh yeah,
This new Time Lord Victorious, this multi-platform thing.
Right.
I think to me that's basically them conceding that new era merchandise is dead. I mean, that's them admitting defeat.
Right, and they have to go to the older newer doctors, but you know what I mean. They have to turn to that.
Exactly.
Tennant and Smith and.
I guess the data's shown over this lockdown that what they're doing to Doctor Who hasn't diminished people's desire for Doctor Who, which is weird, right?
Yeah, you think it'll be the other way, but it's actually made people love the old more.
Because it's just fantastic.
I think it's wonderful. I'm so happy about that.
It's because it's so divorced from everything that came before. It just makes us appreciate what came before.
Yeah,
exactly. Don't take it for granted.
Right. Now, I actually do. I mean, you guys know that I jibe and rest out of love, but the reactions to the Daleks here as like beings of pure horror and terror, just a skosh over the top.
They killed a few people first. It makes sense.
But it's very
exactly.
Yeah, you think they'd be more curious than anything and not running off the ship.
Yeah, but hang on, this is very clever because this ship, obviously the urban legend is all the crew went missing.
But now, hang on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Watch this. This is incredibly. The fact that somebody thought it would be a good idea to have a woman with a baby who's going to jump in and inevitably not survive. Why would you? I thought that's a really questionable.
That's very dark, actually.
I mean, seriously. I mean that's almost over the top dark.
Especially for classic, that is.
20-minute and 40-second mark now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm exactly at that.
Yes, to get in.
I'm about 10 seconds behind you. I'm about 10 seconds behind you. It's like, hang on, I just want to talk. Don't run away. I want to be your friend.
I'm lonely.
Want to go for a beer? I like he so genuinely takes off his jacket before he jumps. Now, anybody explain to me how the Dalek got to that upper deck?
Well, I think they intimated that he went up the stairs, when he was chasing the other guy.
Yeah, but how did he get up the stairs? Because I didn't think they could get up the stairs at this point.
Thank you, Blue Bonnet. Thank you. That's right.
I don't think that
ruins this
happened
whole
until
story for me.
Resurrection of the Daleks, where they could go up the stairs.
Remembrance.
Remembrance. Sorry.
Now this is the guy who's like, it's like, dude, dial it back just a bit.
Not that Dalek falling into the water.
I wonder how much that cost.
Oh, and then the Dalek screams. The Dalek screams. Because that had to be the Dalek going, at the end, because it wasn't the other guy. He'd already jumped overboard by that point.
I wonder what this boat could be.
We're gonna have like an 8-minute slow montage before we figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! I mean, I thought we were just gonna.
It's like, okay, we get it.
They're all gone.
And just so you know that they're all gone,
we're gonna slowly show you for a couple of minutes
every inch of the ship.
Well, they had to make up time, and it's get the point
Right.
across.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Well, it would have been. No, I'm not saying the concept would have been great if they hadn't already shown the name twice before.
Well, you're making a very good point. I can't disagree with you.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just hope we can finish the machine in time, whatever that machine may be.
Oh, that looks so real.
Yep. Kaleidoscope.
Now we've got some classic TARDIS effects.
Journey into terror. I'm terrified.
Terror.
And up next is Gary's favorite episode.
Wait, so is this the 5th episode we're going to be doing, or the 4th one? I've totally lost track.
It's
Fourth.
The fourth, and it's your favorite.
You'll
this
love
is
it,
the
man.
one where we
Wait,
go.
the 4th. We just watched the 3rd one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So if anybody,
I'm totally.
Yeah, it is the 3rd one. I'm confused now.
Well, we're on the 4th.
I'm woozy at this point.
We're on the 4th episode. We're about to start the 4th episode. We watched 3 now.
We're about to start.
You're right.
We're about to start the 4th one.
This is the haunted house one.
I'm woozy.
So if you want a bathroom break, some people have said
yes, I need to go to the little girl's room, so I'll be right back.
On a second. Don't forget to use the hashtag though. What's it again? Oh yeah, chase through time.
I'm gonna get some of my peanut butter sandwich.
I'll be back now. Oh, that hurt me toe.
I get it from peanut butter sandwich as well. That sounds pretty damn good.
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't survive for 3 hours without. I would have to skip my lunch otherwise. I wanted to get something soft so nobody would be able to hear it. Now, this isn't the episode with the magic mushrooms, right? With all the shrooms. That's part 5, right?
It might be. I'm ready.
It's hard to tell because they go to more than one location per episode. It's hard to remember like when they get there and when they leave.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree. Again, I keep getting this mixed up with the Keys of Mariners.
Which is a great and very underrated story. I think that's one of the really great stories from that first season.
Right.
So is it just you and me right now, Rabbi?
I don't know.
I'm back.
You're back?
Yeah,
I'm
I just
back.
got back. I'm here too.
I'm back as well.
Yes, that's right. We took a Turtis break. That's what.
That's right. No,
we just
Blue Bonnet has not been taking nearly enough shots.
Oh, you mean? Oh yeah.
Yeah. To kind of aid your enjoyment of the story.
I'm enjoying it. Actually, I'm enjoying it.
No,
better
it is.
today.
It is fun. It's going by really quickly.
I think it's better when you watch it with people because it was like really hard yesterday rewatching this. I'll be honest.
It's tomorrow episode 5 is a tribute to the current regime.
Well, the death of the Doctor.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yep. Wait, so we're heading into episode 4, right?
Yes.
We're going into terror.
Okay.
Yes, your favorite, absolutely favorite Doctor Who episode ever.
Yeah,
Gary.
Trek. It's funny. I remember like one of the old chats or something. It might even have been on one of Noel's streams or whatever. Somebody was talking about like name what's an episode. Name an episode title or a story title that would describe like the current era, and this was the one I picked for the chat, The Death of Doctor Who.
Fits perfectly.
Although, wait a minute, are we to assume now that this canonizes that his name in the series is actually Doctor Who and not the Doctor?
Well, it says it on the end credits anyway. I don't know why people made a big deal about it.
Well, also, I know. Doctor Who and the Silurians, so I guess so.
That's right.
It certainly solidifies that's what the Daleks called it. No, the only time he's been called Doctor Who on screen is in the Dalek movie, right?
Well, no, also in the War Machines, where Wotan says, Doctor Who must be.
That's how it was referred to by Wotan.
Yeah.
But the Dalek movies, it was Roy Carter said, Doctor Who. And he said, "Yes, what is it, boy?" or something like that.
I gotta tell you about the Amicus movies. I have such deep love for those because basically that's the first Doctor Who I ever saw. I mean, before I even knew the existence of a series, I'd see those on Saturday afternoon or whatever, and I thought that were great. And even now, I can't watch and have never seen the riff tracks version of those movies because I could not sit there for 3 hours and watch, even though it's fun and in spoof, I couldn't sit there for 3 hours and watch those movies ridiculed because I love them so much.
Okay.
So that's why I just I mean, I get it.
I couldn't even watch those. I can't even. I've tried. I know you love them, and I've tried to really get into them, and it's very difficult. I even tried the riff tracks, and I can't get through that either.
You want we were talking about drug trips earlier. You want to talk about like drug trips, the opening credits from both of those movies.
Oh, I've seen them. I've seen the opening. I've got that far. I probably got to 20 minutes in to both of them, and but yeah, I've seen the intro. Yeah, I can see.
And one of them I think is just like paint swirling around, but it's great.
Yeah, it makes me wish that. Never mind, I can't say, but yeah, it makes me wish that Texas would get it together and be like Colorado, because I'd probably watch it then.
Oh, you mean with the legalization?
Yeah.
Oh, it's legal throughout my entire country, so yay, Canada.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, but there's just in Canada, right? Everyone still gets from like your normal dealers, don't they?
Yeah.
In Canada, we've got two locally. We have 2 pot shops.
Yeah, but I thought there was no supply. I thought they didn't have enough.
Wow.
Well, actually, that has been a problem.
You never run out, Mark. You never run out.
Everyone's doing it, so they don't have enough. Oh God, that's funny.
I would hate that though if that did actually
But
happen.
you know, I understand the state of Canada. I would want to stay stoned. So yeah, I get it.
Makes life much easier. Oh, you should see the
Ooh,
lineups.
those are fighting words.
Hey, and they stayed open through the lockdown because they were declared an essential service.
Well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Right, we're just going to wait on Michael Richardson because he was watching with us and his computer updated. He said he's on 96%.
All right, that's fine.
We'll just give him a few minutes because he's been watching with us and enjoying, and he's been throwing up videos on Twitter.
Yeah, his Twitter game has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And for everybody just joining us, here's the plot so far. The Daleks are chasing the Doctor. There you
go.
But this time,
well, it's called The Chase. So it is what it says.
Deals with Bradley Walsh's TV show.
That's right.
You know, the chase is on. The chase is on. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Well, we know who wins.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. Excuse me. Login says, right, Grant. Let us know when you're ready. So I
actually really honestly do. You know, we talked about the Dalek voices, which I think are like so goofy in this episode, but just the way they depict the Daleks, it's like there's that one Dalek who I think the Dalek leader asks him a question, and the one Dalek goes,
Right.
It's like,
yeah, I love that.
oh my gosh. It's like the Dalek version of The Office.
Right. It kind of portrayed them kind of more like stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, in this. I mean, but
is this one they say something like, "Why have you done this?" And Dalek goes, and then they all, but why not?
Well, when they say yes, they bob their heads up and down. I thought that was kind of cute, actually. Later on, I think maybe in the next episode, they bob their head down, the stalks move up and down, and I thought that was really kind of cute. But you know, I mean, it is for kids. I mean, I try to remember that when I'm watching it, but there's some parts, I'll be honest, that just, especially in this next episode, it's gonna be hard not to.
Oh yeah, this is a
the robot.
Because
he looks so much like Hartnell, like exactly like Hartnell. Prepare yourself.
Oh, when we get to that robot, nobody better hold back.
Oh God! Oh God! Like, you know.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, there's so many better ways they could have done that, but you know, hey, I mean,
that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, my theory is it's a futuristic theme park form of entertainment where when you go in there, you get doused in a hallucinogenic drug, and which makes you feel everything is real.
And you know, I missed it in the moment in the last episode. The Mary Celeste, the actor who played the captain of the Marie Celeste, went on. He played Garmin in Genesis of the Daleks.
Which one? The captain? The one that
the
was
guy who played the
on...
captain, Dennis. His name is Dennis Chinnery, and he was Garmin, the leader of the, I guess, the scientific resistance.
Okay.
The
one that was
Genesis.
trying to get all like handsy with Barbara.
Yeah, the one who wanted to score with Barbara.
Yeah, I wanted to hook up with Barbara. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Right, I think we're just ready. I think
or Blue Bonnet, to borrow a phrase from Minuet in Hell. Hey, girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. Rabbi's favorite Big Finish.
Oh my God, so bad.
Hey,
so
girlfriend.
Bad. It's so bad.
Oh, I love it though. I don't know why. Usually I'm the opposite. Rabbi usually is likes the campier stuff, and here I am. Yeah, whatever.
Hey, we're on episode 4. Michael Richardson.
Yep.
We're about to start now. We're about to do the countdown. So just let us know when you've got episode 4 loaded.
I think he'll be ready. He's ready. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You
should do a rave version of that. Woo! Get out your head.
Dr. Oho.
Oh yeah, Dr. Oh, brilliant.
Oh.
See, this is what it's all about. No, it's down to 8 now.
Machine whose function shall not be named. It's a kaleidoscope.
Oh, that's so bad.
Journey into Terror, another good description for the current state of things.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're a parent out there and you're looking for a TV show to introduce your kids to, stay well clear of Doctor Who right now.
Yeah, kids weren't into that anyway. You don't have to worry.
Nobody was into it.
A dog wouldn't be interested in that.
But Ted wasn't even interested when we were all watching Series 12. For God's sake.
Ted was all like anxious and barking the whole time. I'm sure.
He was having none of it. He was having none of it.
Don't blame him, mate.
See, my dog has good taste.
Oh, yeah. Just about to say that.
Yeah, this episode for me now was probably the one that kind of really made me laugh the most. To be honest,
look out,
Nicholas!
Look
out!
There's a bat. There's a bat on a wire.
Oh dear!
I'm allergic to rubber. Look out for that bat.
Vampire bats are only to be found in South America. I could play the Doctor. I'm sorry, but I could. End off. Anybody looking for a new Doctor? There I am. And by the way, I'm the right age, 41 this year, so, you know, I could appeal to the hip kids. You know all those phrases. You know.
Yeah, you don't want to say the term hip kids, though, Noel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Gary's right. Don't say that.
2020.
So, this makes sense if there's some like hallucinogenic in the air, making them think it's real, right?
Yeah.
That's why I think this place is. I think this place
Well, you make a point because the statues there have some sort of it looks like it's supposed to be a vapor coming out.
Dry ice or something, yeah.
Right.
You never know.
Now these
I think
these travelers have experienced uncounted horrors as they've journeyed around the universe, and a couple of creaky things in a house like this freaks them out. Okay.
You think that would dawn on them that it's not, you know.
But again, that my theory then like just works for this.
Now, how many tiger skin rugs are in haunted houses? I don't think I've ever seen that in the ones I've been to. I mean, unless it's like Hugh Hefner's.
Well, unless it's a certain type of movie, you know, kind of set up. Like, you know what I mean?
Bow, bow.
Yeah.
Why, hello there.
Oh, God.
Now, is this supposed to be a coffin? It looks like more of a
altar.
It's like a little hutch or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like a hutch.
A small little sacrificial altar, if you ask me, where you'd sacrifice, you know, like the Time Lords did, a child.
Good Lord,
well,
Noel.
That was
really?
dark. No.
Boy, talk about a nice little hutch, and Noel's talking about like sacrificial altars.
Oh, that's so funny.
Well, you know, if you're going to do it properly.
You got a plan,
That's interesting. That was almost like I really like that. That's almost like a weird little hologram thing or whatever. I thought that was actually a really cool effect.
You know, that was I agree. That actually reminds me when you go to Disney World and you go to the Haunted Mansion ride. That's what it's kind of like. They have a lot of stuff like that, except it's better.
And at first I didn't connect that up to the the creature that shows up later, the woman later, like the
Oh,
banshee
the woman
or whatever.
the screaming
Yeah,
banshee
I didn't realize
woman.
that. I didn't realize that was supposed to be the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, I love Hartnell in this scene. Hartnell's so good in this scene. He really is good. I just all the love in the world for Hartnell. He's just so great. He's so fantastic.
Sad thing is, we know that he would have willingly died playing this role.
Oh yeah,
now,
absolutely.
I gotta ask: is this Frankenstein or the Mummy?
It's supposed to be Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Putting on the Ritz.
I think I'll just lie back down now.
Frankenberry.
Oh, there you go. Put me head down there. Okay, going back to sleep now. See you later.
Although I take it back, didn't some of the Hammer Frankenstein movies have him wrapped up like that? I actually take that back. I think they did. Like some of the Cushing Frankenstein movie had him wrapped up.
I would see, but I know.
Throwing some shade there.
I would rock Colin Baker's outfit, to be honest with you.
Here we go.
Oh, there he is.
I am Count Chocula.
Gary, you're making me hungry. Stop.
Well, so far we've had Frankenberry. Now we have
Count Chocula. I'm like, I got to go to the store and get some cereal.
I am Count Dracula. I would like to drink your blood.
Who's the best? Who's the best movie Count Dracula?
Oh, your man that was buried in. I can never think of his name. The guy that was buried in his Dracula costume.
Oh, Bela Lugosi.
The original.
See, I would almost want to say. I mean, he was fantastic. I would almost want to say Christopher Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lee. Actually, Franklin Chella did a good job too. In the 70s Dracula.
Oh, that's right. That was with Laurence Olivier was in that one, I think.
Yes, he played Helsing.
Yeah. Wasn't that the start, unless I'm totally wrong, wasn't that the start of the whole kind of Dracula as romantic figure trope that took over? Mm-hmm. Was that movie?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. In fairness, though, looking at it, I say it was a lot of fun. I know there was a lot of pressure on them to get these stories out and stuff, but I say it would have been a lot of fun as well to be part of something like this, especially this episode, this story, because it's so crazy.
Oh yeah, this episode, there's a lot of great behind the scenes photos, especially from this episode of Hartnell sitting with Dracula and Frankenstein and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm sorry, Doctor. I have all the respect in the world for you, but the fact that you actually think that where you are at is the construct of living minds, it's like you're having an off day. That is a bonkers theory. Ian should have just
the difference is that it's like if this was a newer story, the Doctor would have figured out this was an amusement park.
Yeah.
Or it's like some sort of like haunted house, like.
Or if somebody would actually just walk by that one pillar that says, "Oh, Frankenstein's House of Horrors," where none of them happen to walk past.
The Dracula sounded like it was automated. It didn't the way the voice was. So yeah, you would think
they could have made that Dracula look like Johnny Depp.
Oh, from
or
Dark
Tom
Shadows.
Cruise. Or Tom Cruise.
Not the Dark Shadows, Johnny Depp, right?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I was actually thinking I was mixing him up with Tom Cruise. Who was in the Interview with the Vampire? Was that Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise, and then there's Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that Dracula does not look like Brad Pitt.
No, he doesn't even look like Bela Lugosi.
I do like that fireplace though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
see, that's the
Same
kind of detail that they did not have to do to create that atmosphere, and yet they went ahead and did it, which is why I love. We were talking about this last week with Tomb, putting all the set details that aren't needed, but which add so much to it.
But just trying to get in my little kid mode. If I saw like a haunted house, I would love to just explore that. So I can kind of understand why, you know, they made it the way they did.
Why doesn't the doctor nail the companion's foot to the floor? Yeah, he always has a habit of losing companions, doesn't he?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, I was watching Girl in the Fireplace today, and that line is like, you know, that's rule number 1. Companions don't wander off.
Isn't that wasn't that like one of rule number 1 that the doctor told Amy? The number 1 rule: don't never wander
Yeah, he
off.
also he also said it in Girl in the Fireplace. David Tennant said that's the number 1 rule: don't wander off. Don't wander off. Yeah, but they do it anyway.
Of course you would. Yeah, I would. We all would. To be honest, if you were traveling with someone that impressive and he went off to do something and he left you in an environment like that, of course you'd go and explore. It's human nature.
Absolutely.
I love it. I mean, the Satan Pit, the Impossible Planet in Satan Pit is a perfect example of that. It's like the doctor questions them, well, why would you just come here? And he says, I know why. Because it's human nature, you know. It's like when you
want to jump.
Yeah. Oh no, this is
so bad. Yeah, right, buddy. You're not invincible.
What's he trying to do?
That scene makes me laugh every time I see it. So over the top, but it's, you know.
I never drink wine. Now, why does she care about Dracula?
Best villain ever.
Easy to cosplay.
Dracula.
This is Emmy worthy, man.
This is Emmy Award winning compared to Series 12.
It is.
This is still a
I want to see the missing. I want to see the deleted scene where Frankenstein actually took the time to put his coat and his pants on. Before he came upstairs.
Yes, we know.
Oh, Dracula. How many times do I have to tell you?
Right. How many times do I have to say it?
I regret nothing.
Oh. Body slammed it.
That's right.
That was great.
Only Frankenstein. I mean, he's beating on it. Now, okay, knowing what we know about what this turns out to be, why would whoever created that haunted house program the Frankenstein to like randomly attack
things? Right, because you're thinking that's kind of, you know,
that's kind of counterproductive to the success of your little amusement house there.
Maybe that's why it's shut down, because it says that.
That's right. That's right. Now we're back to the 3D Randalls.
We love the Randalls. Do.
Now, what does that say? Festival of Gone in 1996.
Canceled by Peking.
1990.
Maybe that was
$10 for that.
Frankenstein's house. Yeah.
Maybe that was the Maybe that was the you know, the same place the Peking homunculus from Talons of Wang Chiang during the World War III. That's why it closed down. See, I'm trying to tie it all together.
Yes.
We're not allowed to mention that story anymore. 2020, yo.
Yeah, we're racist because we like it.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Oh yeah, they were
I just got.
about that. Do you know what? I'm sick of that old argument as well, right? It was at the time. If you knobheads can't get that through use our heads, we can't help you with our stupidity. All right. The end of the day, it was for its time, and you know, back then, okay, we weren't so great at things, you know, but we have improved since then. So you shouldn't be, you know, your today's standards back on that. That's unfair. Just enjoy what you bloody had.
And I'm going to reiterate what Paul from Sanctuary of Geeks is saying. Buy that episode as soon as you can, because at one time there's going to be one day where they will not be able to find that episode anymore.
I know, you're right, and it's going to be sad.
So buy it.
Exactly.
I was telling Blue Bonnet earlier this morning. Just yesterday, I finally, after 2 weeks of mega stress, I finally got. My season 14 Blu-ray box set arrived in the mail, and it is a thing of absolute beauty.
Nice.
It's a thing of beauty.
I'm gonna get it. I'm just gonna break down and get it. I have to at this point.
Yeah, I know there was some sort of either delay or in some cases they weren't getting posted out, and a lot of people were worrying about. So I'm glad you got your copy. Well done.
Yeah.
I was checking every day on Amazon.co.uk. I was preparing for dispatch for about 9 days.
God, that is. Did you order from Amazon or another website?
No, Amazon.co.uk. But the thing about it is, I paid standard shipping for it, but because it took, they upgraded it to like DHL Global, and when they mailed it, I had it in 2 days.
Okay.
So props to Amazon. If you're listening, Amazon.co.uk, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I just want one of those Daleks. Life size.
I do too. I would love it.
I tell you, if I had a few quid, right? I know they say people like that to just but I would, I'd buy one. And you know what? If it was workable, I'd even make it. I'd get someone to do something so I could actually radio control it or something.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
I love it.
I'm with you. I think if you've got the money and it makes you happy, go for it.
Yeah, I would. I'd be going around the street and all with it. I wouldn't care if you big.
I'd be riding around it. I'd be like, you know.
Have they ever? Are you talking like a life size doll?
Yeah.
Or are you talking like a radio controlled toy?
No, one that moves.
I can get in, but I can radio control while I'm inside it myself.
You're riding around like Capaldi and.
I'd love it.
What do we think of this scene of Vicky just calling out, "Come in, TARDIS! Come in, TARDIS!" What do we think of this scene?
It's awesome.
Not sure if you're sincere or.
We never even talked about them. Well, and we never even talked about them actually forgetting about her on the other, leaving her behind. That's interesting.
Our Rabbi is back.
Hello.
Good man.
Although this scene is played, very well. This scene is really, really well done from these three when they're kind of anguishing about that they've left her. So I'll give it that.
Well, yeah. Have they? Yeah. Like, did they not notice Vicky's not there? They got to go back with her.
There you go. There you go. And this is actually the kind of thing that could only be done like back in the 60s, because clearly this only makes sense if the Doctor can't control his destinations and materializations.
Right. Hey, the melted clock is in the corner.
That was great. I mean, it was playing into that. The fact that we can't immediately go. It's not like, when you the era of Tom Baker, when it's kind of like a, you can pinpoint accuracy, go wherever you want.
Well, there was really a marked shift
Yeah,
from the Three Doctors onwards. From the three, when he got his like knowledge of time travel back, I think seems to be improved.
Right.
He doesn't control it much more.
Right.
This
I'm
was
mesmerized by this control room,
wasn't it? It was actually a great by him.
I love this. I love
that control room is just like
This
such a
whole
thing of
scene is
beauty.
just absolutely fantastic. With the three of them. Well, the TARDIS is hardly going.
Here's
Jesus, Vicky.
What was that, Noel?
I said the TARDIS is hardly going to answer you, Vicky. Like, come on. We know the TARDIS is a woman, but she doesn't like the Doctor's companions.
And we haven't talked about it yet. There's a line in this where in this story, I don't remember the episode where the Doctor talks about him creating like, oh, when I perfected it. It could have been talking about like the one piece of equipment, but it also implies this was still at the time where the assumption was that the Doctor invented the TARDIS.
No.
That line came up in Tomb of the Cybermen last week too.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
get ready, kids. Get ready, kids.
The likeness is incredible.
Yes, it's uncanny.
Yeah, I
wow.
know. I totally buy it. Actually, it looks kind of stoned. It is impossible to distinguish. It is impossible to distinguish from the original, says the Daleks. Well, okay.
One is very tall and thin, and I'm not that Hartnell was so overweight or anything, but you know, it's kind of obvious.
I mean, if the Daleks have like 20/90 vision, then yeah, I guess it's impossible to distinguish from the original.
Maybe that's why it looked like that. Maybe they do. Maybe you tapped into something, Gary.
Why didn't they use William Hartnell for both scenes?
Yeah, that's what I was saying last night when I was watching it. Like, I don't understand.
Unless you absolutely have to use a double. I don't know what their thinking was.
Maybe because it was the fight scene later on, but still, I mean, even then you didn't see him right.
Maybe he couldn't get from set to
exactly
filming it live.
Well, you know what, Rabbi? Actually, that's actually yeah.
Oh, you mean because he was having problems back then? You with the remembering the lines and everything?
No, I'm just physically you couldn't get from set to set in enough time because they're filming. Maybe. Well, you would have thought maybe you put a cup. Maybe they weren't allowed to put cups in.
And this actor, Edward Warwick, was also Hartnell's stand-in on the previous Dalek story, the Dalek Invasion of Earth.
I mean, from right here, it doesn't look too bad. But then when they go closer, it's like,
really, you think so?
Yeah,
yeah. But see, here's the thing. I mean, when they have Hartnell's voice over him, and then they do a smash cut to Hartnell when it was clearly in the previous scene it was, and it's like, guys, don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I was cringing yesterday, and Jason was watching with me, and he was like, it's the other way around, right? And he was like, well, I was like, wow, that's really changed. I'm the one that's, like slamming it. And you're over there like making excuses, okay?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Right, so that's it. Episode 4 done. We're on episode.
That was actually very quick.
So
I know these things are actually. Man, I thought they would be at a snail's pace, and these things. The Rabbi was right. This races along.
It does. It does.
And when you're watching it with other people and you're just having a good time, I think time passes when you're having fun.
Aspect of Doctor Who is something so new to me, but it's really nice.
Right, so episode 5, guys, for anybody that's joined us late, just in case, episode 5 of The Chase, we're about to start it now in about a minute's time, if you would like to take part. For everybody else, thanks for joining us and using the hashtag, really appreciate it. There's 29 of you consistently watching since we started, so thank you very much, really appreciate it. Right, let me see, I'm not giving my money to the BBC for them to spend it on this dismal era. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. Actually, Council of State Doctor actually has our own merchandise coming out. I actually someone actually had a go at me. Well, not actually had a go at me, but thought I was being disrespectful. Apparently, I was calling out people that lived in council estates. I actually wasn't, because I've lived in the council estate all my life. I lived in a block of flats. It's just terminology that we have used on this channel to describe Ruth's doctor. Basically, she could be any normal Joe Soap out there. If you look at people that have played the doctor, I mean, Pertwee, even Matt Smith in particular, they looked quite alien, if that's the right terminology to use. They didn't look like a normal Joe Soap, and she does, and that's why she's called the council estate doctor. It's not slagging anybody that lives in council estates, because I lived in a 2-bedroom flat for half of my life, and I shared a bedroom with 2 brothers and sisters. So, like, I know what it's like to go through hard times, just like everybody else did back in the day. So I just want to make that clear, because it seems even on this side, I do a video and I'm upsetting someone nowadays. That's why I want to do this stream next week about how the state of the fandoms now, because I've seen it, the attitude and the mood of fandoms has actually completely changed now. I think everybody's fed up. I think a lot of the fans in Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, I think they're done. It doesn't matter what announcements get announced. You've seen it. Nobody gave a crap about the Pike announcement.
They really didn't, did they? At all.
No. Nobody gave a crap about the so-called Star Wars movie or whatever they're supposed to be doing. They're doing another Star Wars thing. Nobody gave a crap about that. It's just saying the Doctor Who. Manny comes out and Alex in an article. Nobody gave a crap. Nobody read the article. Nobody even knew it was there. You know what I mean?
I'm not really going to believe this Pike thing is happening until cameras are rolling at the audience.
Right.
I think it's been officially announced, though. I think
it has. They done a Twitter thing. Yeah, Anson Mount was on,
which is actually really sad, because I mean, I gave up with Discovery a couple episodes into like the second season, and it only took me 1 episode of Picard to step off. But I really have to say, I mean, I feel bad, because Anson Mount, from what I've seen, was really good in that role. He was giving it his all. So I think that he'd be capable, absolutely, of heading, of leading a Star Trek series.
Yeah,
if they do a good one.
Yeah, but the only problem you have, Gary, is if you have the same people.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Behind the other shows, well,
right.
then it's game over. It doesn't matter how good Gray he is.
Right. No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
That's why it's so sad.
Listen, everybody is delighted that he's personally got it. Everybody has personally congratulated him. It is because out of the whole lot of this mess, he has been one of the highlights. And the fact that they have seen this themselves now and are picking up on it. The only problem I have, as I said, once you have the same people involved, it doesn't matter what you do. You could bring back Santa Claus, for God's sake. You could bring back Leonard Nimoy. You could CGI the crap out of him. You could do whatever. It's not going to bring fans back. Fans are done with Star Wars. They're done with Star Trek, and they're done with Doctor Who. Right? They just want to relive the past.
And now just begging of that.
So they just want to relive it and enjoy it. And entertainment's supposed to enjoy. It's not supposed to bore the crap out of us, and it's not supposed to make us feel like crap, right? And that's what it does today. I think people in the entertainment industry have forgotten what they're supposed to be doing. Their job is to entertain. If you wanna teach kids about certain things, right? You do it in other shows. Doctor Who is not the place to be highlighting certain issues within certain communities. It's supposed to be there to entertain us, not educate our kids. And that's parents. Listen. Here's my thing, right? If Doctor Who has dealt with the LGBTQ plus whatever community, right, and they've handled it. Under RTD, I think they've handled it a lot better than Chris Chibnall has anyway, right? But they've still highlighted it. They've done it in a way that's good for the show. But in reality, right, if I was being really a stickler about this, That has no place in Doctor Who. Doctor Who's a sci-fi show. It's a family show. If you want to educate kids about that, well, then it's up to the mothers and fathers who have the bloody kids in the first place, right? We're living in a society now where parents basically pass on the responsibility of raising their kids to the schools, to entertainment, to whatever. It's your job. You bring kids into the world. It's your job to teach them right from wrong. It's your job to teach them respect and manners, right? Yep. Are up to Doctor Who to be preaching to us and telling us we're supposed to be entertained. We're supposed to escape. And this is why I love these Saturdays, because for these couple of hours, we can escape. And truly, and even though this story is now, let's be honest, all over.
It's a lot better than I was expecting it to be when we started.
I'm having a lot more fun because I'm with people like you guys, people in the chat, and we all have one common thing. We all have one thing in common: the love of Doctor Who, and that's what it should be about. And that's what I miss about it. And you know what? We'll get back someday, hopefully. I hope I'm still around to see Doctor Who.
I really do. Some of the happiest moments in my life, and I'm not exaggerating, was watching Doctor Who with my kids about 10 years.
Yeah.
My daughter was really, really little when it was like Rose, and she like really liked her because she was blonde. You know, it was just fantastic. And they all kind of outgrew it. And so by the time Jodie came along, nobody really cared anymore.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun watching it with your kids.
And then the last week with the $2 super chat says SF Fandom in 2020. These watch parties. Oh no, it's happening everywhere. Yeah. All these watch parties are happening all over YouTube, and it's fantastic. And I would encourage everybody to get involved in them, even create your own. Right now, there's a demand for old classic TV. I've said this. I've noticed it lately. There's a lot of people talking about old classic shows, saying, "Oh, now that we're in lockdown, I'm watching Columbo, for example."
Oh, Columbo.
Who's watching Columbo? Danis, what's her name? The one from She-Hulk. Yeah, she's looking for work. She is, and she's starting thinking about this. You know, the reboot. She's saying if you need a writer for Columbo, I was going, no way.
And hey, Noel. Speaking of the Hulk, I'm gonna throw it over to Blue Bonnet.
Oh, you're talking about our stream on Saturday coming up. Yeah, we're doing, me and Gary and Neil. We're gonna do a basically our love for the Incredible Hulk series with Bill Bixby on Saturday morning. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Say different. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I've been toying with the idea. I was going to pull up a poll last night, but I was toying with the idea because there's another British sci-fi show out there now. It's only recent, but it was called Misfits. It was out a few years back. It's actually very good. I think I spoke to Rabbi about actually doing that.
I'll do
Misfits. So I was thinking of doing that one as well because that's a great. If you haven't seen it,
are you talking about the Misfits of Science?
No,
that show.
No, that's that. Oh yeah, that was an '80s show in America, right, Gary? Yeah.
This show is about a bunch of say mid-20-year-olds that all have say Asbos. They've all done something wrong. And they do community service, and then Jordan, their first day of community service. I'll just to give you a little build up. So Jordan, the first day of community service, a freak lightning storm happens, and they get struck by it. And then they find out later on as the episodes go on that they all have some sort of power, and then all hell breaks loose. It's great. It's a British sci-fi show. It's called Misfits. It was on E4. If you haven't seen it, it is actually worth watching. I'm not messing. It actually is. It's very clever as well. The second series for me personally is the best series for the whole week.
If you want to watch it, I'll upload it to my server and you can watch it from there.
There you go. Right, we'll get on the next episode.
All right, let's go.
Because we've got one more after this, is it?
Yeah.
We got two more to go.
Oh, two more.
No, we don't. Do we?
Well, no. This is episode 5.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Episode
ready.
Right, Rabbi,
All right.
go. Countdown, my friend.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
Dr. Rojo.
I don't care what anybody says, but that's the best theme tune for any sci-fi show ever made. Sorry. For me, it is. And someone, that's not me typing, by the way, so just in case I always get blamed for being a loud typer.
There you go. William Hartnell, everybody. Oh, give me strength. Now, just to avoid confusion, everybody, this is actually an episode of The Chase. We're not about to watch a documentary on the current era, so don't be thrown by that title.
It's like
Magic mushrooms.
It reminds me of that 70s show we used to watch as a kid. HR Puffin
The New Zoo Review. The New Zoo Review. I was just thinking of that too. HR Puffin stuff. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Or Sigmund and the Sea Monsters.
Oh yeah, it's Jason's show when he watched as a kid.
This kind of reminds me a little bit like Jordan.
Well, come on, HR Puffin stuff. I mean, come on. We all know what that was all about.
That kind of goes more with our whole drug theme from this whole Chase discussion.
That's the moral of today's stream: is that some Doctor Who is more enjoyable when you're taking hard drugs. Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't give me ideas. I don't need them, Gary. You don't need that.
So let me
remind you. We do not encourage drug use on this channel. Thank you.
Right.
But what's their problem with Vicky? Have they just
No, we're absolutely not. What was what?
Where are they with Vicky right now? They're just like, oh, she's dead. Forget it. Who cares?
They want to try to get the Daleks' time ship in order to rescue her because they figure they can control that, but they still think that she's back where they left her.
Fine.
But she's on the ship.
So this is supposedly but they don't know that. They don't know that.
Balzac, you there?
Yeah, still here, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you still have your original review of this story?
Or the DVD? Yeah, they should both still be up.
Now, here's a bit of trivia, and I'm not kidding around. This is actually a bit of honest trivia from those giant mushrooms that those giant mushrooms are putting out. So supposedly it says now to differentiate them in the studio because they moved around and everything, the techs called one of them Fungoid Fred, another one Toadstool Taffy, and another one called Mushroom Malone. That's how they could tell them apart. See, why did they? Oh, okay.
Although this is the first time we've seen the Daleks use robots and duplicates, right? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Alpha, Omega. When you
wait, the Daleks say, "Let's follow the robot," and then they go the opposite direction. Okay.
Yeah, Alpha, Omega.
So wait a minute. I have a question, and this is a serious question. So we've seen the inside of that Dalek ship. Is that like TARDIS technology that the Daleks have? Because clearly that is a ship that's much bigger on the inside than the out.
Right. Did they explain how they got that ship? Because I missed that.
No, they just all of a sudden between the last story and this one, they have time technology. Yeah.
Yeah, they invented it. You know?
Mm-hmm. I just thought maybe I missed it.
Lou Bonnet, that will be the subject. 12-disc box set coming out later this year from Big Finish.
Probably.
You know, there's an opening for a
yeah, that's HR Puppet stuff right there.
He loses his TARDIS to the Daleks, and that's where they get their time travel technology from.
I keep thinking about Witchy Poo right now. I can't get Witchy Poo out of my head now that you said that.
Well, that was another show. No, Witchy Poo was an HR.
No,
HR
Witchy Poo was HR.
That's
Puppet
right.
stuff.
She was the villain.
That's right.
It's been so long since I've seen that show.
So Noel, to answer your question, I found my original unboxing video, published May 5th, 2010. So almost exactly 10 years ago.
Let's take a closer look. Ow. I just hurted myself.
You did what? What was that?
You just whatted yourself?
Yeah, the way I heard that wasn't exactly.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you meant to say.
He hurted himself.
Oh, I thought he said the.
Oh, I thought he said he farted himself.
That's what I thought too. Okay.
You can't really fart in somebody else, can you? I mean, it's pretty impressive. You make somebody else fart.
Yeah. So a long stick pokey thing.
Now, the idea that Barbara machine gunning Daleks is actually quite the interesting little visual there. It's like, didn't know she had it in her.
I know. It's so totally against how she normally acts.
Do we know?
I know. It's like, why would that be your first?
Except when we did things like, right, we played a game called IRA, and there'd be two teams, and basically, like, you'd capture the other team, beat the crap out of them with sticks and everything. Like, you'd really go in hard, like you'd be throwing rocks at each other and everything. It was very vicious back in the day.
Okay, I don't know why. This kind of makes me think of weird 1970s German expressionist art people.
Yeah, me and Gary just think our HR puff and stuff. I don't know what that says about
I know.
us.
I'm thinking HR puff and stuff. Yeah. It's like mobile sentient mushrooms. It's like, yeah, there you go. HR puff and stuff.
There you go. I couldn't even hear. I was there talking away, and I didn't realize I had the volume down. Yeah, you used to laugh. Yeah, it's for,
I've done it. I've done it. No, I went through 15 minutes of
there you
one
go.
time. So
that was the trip worthy of Susan.
Oh, don't talk ugly about Vicky.
No, but I mean that trip was right up there with Susan.
Yeah, but
she
did scream. So I was gonna say, but she didn't scream. But then she made it right. So.
Well, it's better than Susan.
See, like something like that. That's where you use the double. When Hartnell just ran by, you use Hartnell everywhere else.
Right. Exactly.
I want an action figure of one of those mushrooms now.
That's cool. I want that.
Ah,
I like it. Like, how do I look?
That should have been the name for this episode: "Death of a Shroom."
Oh man. There's some gems in this stream.
A jungle floor on a BBC budget, but I love it.
I think it would have been much worse if it had been in color because you would have really been able to tell.
Now we need to talk about Barbara's astonishingly blasé reaction in this scene to hearing that Ian just died. Suck it up, my child. Suck it up.
Yeah, suck it up, Buttercup. What's wrong with you? Love it.
I mean, not a single flippant tear.
Oh, I know, yeah. She was just so calm.
Cold-hearted woman. How dare you?
I think we're all kind of transfixed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Maureen O'Brien's great. I think she's one of the great undersung companions of this.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Bob Checkers just put a link in the live chat there. I'm assuming it's probably your review, is it?
It's my video from 10 years ago, and I used to have theme music.
Oh, I can imagine 10 years ago. Oh, that would have been cheesy.
It's not up to my current standards.
That's okay. It's charming.
All right, go ahead. You have to do it.
I know.
So does Ian get?
You're still very coherent. So
I know.
And you know,
I still had hair back
then. You know, like some of the other stories of this era, like Web Planet and stuff, we could say they're ambitious or Dalek Invasion of Earth. But the fact that they basically had to create an entirely new environment 7 days a week. I mean, you know, every seventh day for the next episode in this, and nothing could carry over. That was quite a feat, you know.
That is a great action sequence.
You think?
You're gonna have the first Doctor do like stick swinging action or something, you know, with this, something to go along with that.
Right.
We're so confused. You look just like him.
Why you?
Oh God.
Oh my God, he looks so much like
why they could not? Why can they not use Hartnell in that shot? It's like,
yeah, I know, it didn't make any sense because they did that with the other part where they were talking back and forth.
That is really, really clever, though. The fact that they know because he mentioned Susan and not the other. I'll give him that. That's good. That's a good. How about you?
That was fantastic acting there.
What is that with the hand? What's up with that?
I think some
kind of bitch slap him or something. I don't know.
There you go. All right.
I do like this line though that he says.
We're approaching 16 minutes. Alpha Omega.
Oh. That mushroom is desperately trying to
hump that Dalek. That's what's going on.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad you said it, Rabbi, not me.
I mean, really, one of us had to.
Words failed
Dalek.
me, but you came through.
Oh, I like that part when they're just like.
When did he lose that funky jacket? Bring back that jacket.
We'll have a moment of silence for the
jacket.
The old jacket. No, because there was that scene like in the last episode where he changed. I mean, where he came in and he was wearing a new new shirt or something like that.
How can they sleep through all this? I wouldn't be sleeping.
Why are they like, okay, I will just go sleep in this cave now for a bit.
Right, with all these dogs running around and all this chaos.
And it's even like when I rock.
Doesn't look like the most comfortable place to sleep.
No.
Oh, here we go.
And remind me, why didn't they sleep in the TARDIS?
That's what I was saying last. I didn't understand that either. It's like that's the first place I would go.
Plot. I have no explanation.
Yeah.
In the words of Rowan Atkinson, I'll explain later. Yeah, that's a great city.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
And I like Hart's excitement. Like, here, come on.
Mm-hmm. And I like what Barbara says.
It looks like it's like standing on like pillars of churros or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me hungry. I want some churros.
I love
now.
this though. I love that. He's excitement though.
Yeah, it's great.
That is
back in the days when the Doctor didn't know every single thing about everything and has been every place in the universe, which I liked more.
Well, Whittaker never knows anything.
No, she doesn't. Yeah, but she pretends to. She tries. She tries to emote that, but she doesn't.
Well, I'm glad they still got their anti-Dalek device, but don't tell anybody what it does.
Yeah, there you go. That's, you know what that starts to remind me of? It starts to remind me of things like if you're at a theme park or something and you buy something at the start of the day, which is like just like
and you gotta carry it around the whole time.
By the end of the day, you're going, where can I get rid of this? I just don't want to carry it around anymore.
It's like winning a huge stuffed animal at the beginning.
Yeah. And your car is like 2 miles away, so you can't go take it over there.
Balstrack threw another link in there for you guys.
Yeah, the other one was the wrong video. So this was actually July 2010. I blame the Alzheimer's.
You're younger than me.
Yeah.
I doubt you have. Yeah, I'm. That's me.
We're all Alzheimer's.
How do we get out of this magic forest?
They drank Red Bull and it gave them wings.
Well, no, they should do some hallucinogenics and just go with it.
There you go.
I think
like next time a mushroom wants to hump them, just kind of go for it.
Yeah, go with it. Just lay back and relax.
Oh, Internet Athlete said that's why in the TARDIS, the Daleks were tracking it. No, that kind of makes sense.
No, not that they could, not that they should have left, just that they could sleep there. It'd be more comfortable.
Yeah, move to position, even though you are all moving in circles. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it.
There you go. You carry this now, Doctor. I'm done with it.
Right. Hey.
Oh. What have we here? Originally called the Mekons before they were called Mekons.
I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with it when it was a completely different face. Oh,
Final decision. Yeah, 1 second. I just whip this off my shelves.
That was actually intended to be.
Wow.
They were hoping that was going to be the next big merchandising bonanza.
Where did you get that little gem?
Took off.
And the next episode is called The Planet of Decision.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet setup. And
right, we're on episode 6, the final episode.
Wow.
So we'll get ready.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes.
Just give everybody a couple of seconds, just in case there is a few just a little bit behind.
If something like this episode had been done like today, this would have been like the season finale.
Yeah.
Because of what happens.
Yeah. So people want to know what I'm doing, whether I'm doing Inferno or the other thing. Yeah. I'm gonna stick.
It seems like most people want you to do the other thing, right?
What?
It seems like most people would rather you do the other thing. I think.
Well, we can still do the other thing, but
I think people would rather you do Inferno, right?
Yeah, but I think if you want to still do, but hang on, right? Because I'm always like, balanced in the way I do it. I'm not saying that we don't do this story. I'm just saying I don't want to do it on the day that they're doing it, but we can do it this week if you want to.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Right. Okay, so then it's sorted. So there you go. Inferno next week. Me and Rabbi. I'll tell you what, we'll do it Wednesday. How about Wednesday? Do you want to do an event? Right, we'll do Wednesday. You will find that Avenger. Listen, it's on YouTube. It's actually on YouTube. As far as I know.
What?
On YouTube. So you should have no problem getting that story, to be honest with you. That's why I don't know. I think it's on Netflix as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I think at one stage it was on Netflix. So yeah, it's one that you could definitely get. So Inferno as well, I have that on DVD, so I'll be able to actually watch it on the big screen next week. So yeah, that'll be good.
My all-time favorite Doctor Who story, bar none.
Yeah, I love Inferno. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good story. Bit too long, but we won't complain.
Oh, really? I think for a 7-part, I think it's actually fairly tight. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They basically take what, we all know the history. They basically take what would be the 3rd episode of any other 4-part story and basically turn that episode into its own separate 4-part story right in the middle of the other story. It's great. With 2 of the best cliffhangers in classic Doctor Who.
I have a question. What happened to the faceless ones? I can't find any place that has it now.
It wasn't. I don't even think it was released in Region 1.
Oh
It
no!
hasn't been released in America yet, is it?
I have a no. I got the. I have a Region 2 copy. It's not over here for. It's usually like 6 to 8 months time difference between for it to get released over here. That's why I just buy the Region 2 copy.
I was so mad. Like I went to order season 14 like 2 months ago, and they did a Corona just hit, so they stopped orders on it. So I thought they were going to delay it or cancel it, but no, I just missed out. I have to wait till August to get it now.
When it seemed like the pattern for all of those season box sets, the Blu-ray box sets, were like all these quick sellouts, I just started to pre-order it like the day it went up because Amazon doesn't charge you for it until they ship it. So I figured, why not? The minute it goes on sale, I'll get my name in as the pre-order and it's there. But yeah, I think what happened, Rabbi, was that any existing pre-orders before all this struck, they were honoring. And even now, I will say one thing that what they're doing now, the knockoff of the whole current situation, is that I know for some things on Amazon.com to the US, not everything, but for example, they won't ship if you try to order the upcoming The Power of the Daleks, the special edition animated one. There's a note that's not shipping to the US. For Fury from the Deep, that's not shipping to the US.
I know. I know.
Some things on Doctor Who. Now I've ordered a couple of things from Amazon like in the middle of this kind of quarantine and stuff, which hasn't been Doctor Who, and that's no problem. That's like regular business. But some of the Doctor Who stuff, they're not shipping to the US anymore. I don't get it.
No, if that's the case, I can't get it to ship to me. Can I have it shipped to you and you send it to me?
For what?
Fury from the Deep and about Power of the Daleks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, we'll talk after. Actually, after the news, or I can tell you actually it's not really anything secret of whether we get it knocked. You know where I ended up ordering them from? And only because people were referring to this like on other forums and stuff I was following. It's this UK company called Zavi, Zaavi, which does like a whole stream of pop culture stuff. And I thought, okay, I basically ordered from there to kind of do like a test run for when the next Blu-ray box set comes up, because I'm going to assume I'll be locked out of Amazon, and I wanted another resource to ship stuff from. So I'm going to see how this Zavi works out, but it's Zaavi. That's who I ordered it.
I do indeed know of it.
Have you ordered from them before?
No, but should be okay.
Because they had both at really good prices. They have both the Power of the Dalek Special Edition and the Fury from the Deep, which I guess is going to be available as a steelbook, as Blu-ray, and as DVD. But I just ordered the Blu-ray. I've never bought a steelbook before.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the packaging. Okay, Noah, are you there?
I'm ready. I'm just waiting on all yous. I'm just letting yous all chat.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
I think though that I think that in the US for Bluebonnet, I do think that they still are going to be doing the US releases like of season 14, like they do it in the packaging like a few months down the line.
They do. They are. I think
yeah, they're still doing that. That hasn't changed. It's only It's only this thing that got caught in the whole snafu with the
Right.
I could probably order it today and probably get it by tomorrow or the next day.
You can order it on the American one, not on the UK one.
Right. I do American Amazon, and I probably have it in a couple of days. You're talking about the Tom Baker.
Yeah,
one, right?
but Rabbi, if you have a problem with any other resource for the other two, yeah, please just get in touch with me, and I'll gladly coordinate with you on that. I know that they haven't even announced a release date yet for the Fury from the Deep one. They don't even have a finalized cover on the website. You can just go ahead and order it.
Yeah, they've had the placeholder has been there for literally years.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
The finale.
Yeah. No, are you there?
I'm ready.
Okay, shall we do the countdown?
Yep.
Hang on, there we go. Okay, let me go. Well, now I got to get it queued up. I forgot about that part.
Get your hankies ready. Get your Kleenex.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic little model. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
Damn. Technical difficulty.
Dr. Oho.
Brilliant. Right, you will have to let me know what episode you are in because it hasn't worked for me.
Oh,
well, when you get up, when I get up, we'll give you the time code when you get up.
No, do you remember I sent you a link? Do you want to use that?
I have it here, pal. Yeah, I'm using your link. It just sometimes it does this when I leave it on the phone for too long. So where are we now? What's the timestamp?
We are here. I'll tell you exactly where we are.
55, 56, 57, 58, 59, or around there.
Yeah, I'm 1 minute.
Right. Well, I'm a minute and 7. So
close enough.
Now, is it just me, or does that look like Tom Servo?
Yeah, just a little bit.
It does.
Nasty situation there.
Yeah, that would have happened as well.
Like Tom Servo had too many burgers.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. And you know the little mechanoid dolls you can get? Not dolls, but you know what I mean. The figure does pop up. Yeah. I don't have one, but I know it popped up. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's what she said. It's huge.
Bum. 2 shows nightly, folks. Now, there's 2 operators inside those. They're big enough, but they were apparently remarkably unwieldy in the studio. So that's why they only had 2. They wanted to have 3 originally. They only had 2 because they were just so big and unwieldy. It took 2 people inside to operate them.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard to see why they didn't have them back.
I mean, the Dalek comic in the 60s, the TV, I want to say like TV comic or TV 21 comic that did those gorgeous Dalek weekly comics for a couple years in the 60s. The mechanoids showed up there all the time.
Right. It is strange they just like kind of like vanished. And I mean, they got a fair amount of amounts, whether they just didn't use them again for something.
Yeah, you know what? They did so many more Dalek stories. I think that it was probably only, they could have easily brought them back, saying Dalek Master Plan, for example. I think it's probably only just because of, if it was a problem this time, they said, no, we don't want to use them again.
All right.
I really wish in this story they would have just ended up using that little machine just as a stool. That's what they ended up using it for. That would have been great.
Oh, Michael Richardson's asking. Michael, we are on part 6, 442. Yeah.
And by the way, I didn't know the thing up, but yeah, thank you for telling me. It does indeed pop
now,
up.
this is the point where Barbara should have said, "What happened to your accent?"
It's the beard. That's why she can't tell the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always the beard or glasses. They put glasses or beard on them.
The beard he was able to grow in 4 episodes.
Yeah, right.
Now, for canon wars, I choose to believe that the wars he's talking about were probably either the Cyber Wars or the wars with Draconia from Frontier in Space.
Well, they can't be the Cyber Wars anymore because that's when the human race gets completely annihilated because of Jodie.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. All right, there's a whole issue with that, but we won't get into that.
Yep.
I do really like the fact that he wanted to hear somebody else say his name, and the fact that
because he's been so
he shakes Ian's hand, then the doctor's, then Ian's again, and I thought that's just so. I mean, it's so yeah.
Yeah, Peter Purves is amazing. He's an amazing companion.
Yeah, he's so good. Opinion. Yeah, very, very underrated. Now, why the mechanoids would want to keep a zoo of humans, it's like, okay, we'll go with it. Yeah, I think as I was remarking to Blue Bonnet yesterday, that I think one of the great things about Stephen Taylor is not only is he a good character and, played very straightforwardly, but, the actor and Hartnell had great chemistry, and during what turned out to be a very chaotic production-wise 3rd season, and then with companions going like revolving doors that season, he provided a real element of stability for that entire season.
He was an anchor, yeah. Plus, in my opinion, he was quite easy on the eyes.
You certainly look good there.
Huh?
You certainly look good there. But, you got to understand, for my generation, we knew him as a presenter for this TV show called Blue Peter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the straightest show you can possibly imagine.
I've heard that. I've never seen it. So
it was a great show. I don't know what it's like now, but back in the day, Blue Peter was essential watching.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
fairly.
after still Blue Peter to be on.
It's still on, right?
He's
I'm
come-
guessing
Yeah,
it's
he's
very
come to
well.
Oh, is it? He's come to a number of the Gallifrey One conventions here in Los Angeles. He's always just an amazing guest.
I imagine he is. He's very charming.
And even a lot of the a lot of the DVDs and even the Blu-rays, I mean, they get him like for background or for commentaries and stuff, and it always seems like he's always totally up for
Right.
anything that they want him to do for the extras. The one story I would really love to see from the Hartnell era that's missing is the massacre from the next season, because that's basically a Steven story.
Yeah.
He basically he drives that story. And especially with the last scene where he gets so ticked off at the doctor that he leaves for a minute. I mean, that was really seems like his showcase story. And it's too bad that doesn't exist as far as we know at the moment.
Although the audio of it is very, very good.
Now, Stephen built however long that is. He supposedly built that construction which goes up to the roof. How he did that and with what materials, I don't know. But you know what? That's Stephen. He can do anything.
I mean, it does really look like they go from the set of this to the set of The Prisoner without anybody really noticing.
Oh, between him almost rolling off in the other episode and this, it's like, dude, you really need to stay away from the edges of things.
Yeah, but how you just get down, you just use that cable that's right in front of you as you fools.
Really?
Wow. Brilliant.
That almost... We just happen to have 1,500 feet of cable right here.
That was some nice camera work.
He is very, very chiseled here, the Stephen Taylor, isn't he?
I actually just read this week that the reason that, of course, Stephen was brought in because they knew Ian was leaving, and apparently William Russell handed in his ongoing notice far in advance of when Jacqueline Hill did, so it wasn't even clear he did that they'd be leaving together and that even she would leave at all, which is why they cast a replacement for him, but didn't automatically then do a replacement at the same time for her, because at that time he was the only one who was definitely leaving.
Elevate.
And they haven't noticed this. Oh no! His weapon has gone off. And
Beaten by a flight of stairs.
Did you notice the camera move when the explosion went off? It scared the crap out of the camera guy.
Yeah. That was funny. Oh, jeez. All he has is a little metal bar around. Just stop screaming like a little baby. You're supposed to be one of the most vicious things in the universe.
Like, what is Vicky doing there?
Oh, she's just having... Oh, she's about to fall.
Well, then don't look over.
Exactly.
Yeah, she hates
No,
heights.
even I'm afraid of heights, yeah. And I know. Don't stand at the edge of something that you could fall off like.
It's although it is a terrifying painting.
Yeah. You do freeze, I have to admit now, because I had to climb a fence one time and halfway up when
She
I
does
looked
play the
down,
scene
I
well,
actually
though. I mean,
froze
you really
in one
do believe
spot.
that she's scared out of her wit.
Yeah.
It's a
That
bit,
doesn't look very
too high
secure.
above their neck, isn't it? All the same, isn't it?
And then what happens right when they start lowering her? They drop the rope. Yeah. Oh, and of course, Vicky's probably dying of horror at that point.
Sexual harassment.
Well, no. Barbara's getting sexually harassed there.
Right. Right.
They're like, sorry.
No worries.
Shh, guys, don't poor Ian Chesterton after
Well,
all.
I mean, that only has happened once before in the story, and it's supposed to happen at least 3
What's
times
that?
per story.
I says, don't do that, man. Don't let the other side know what he did, because they'll meet to him.
Yeah.
To him.
That's a nice little table.
A little bit Santa Villagey, isn't he?
I do like this little war they have here. It's pretty cool.
I do like when the mechanoids go like ties him with his like pincers, and Dar's like totally immobilized.
And those were all functioning flamethrowers too.
Looks like it to me.
There's Tom Servo.
This is actually really, really cool.
Yeah, it is actually.
Flames and everything.
That's kind of unusual. Them superimposing flames and the little kind of cartoon,
Yeah.
the little cartoon bursts that they did. After that,
I can't help thinking the Mechanoid City does kind of remind me of like a Santa's Grotto. So it's got that very Christmassy feel, right?
with that,
The Mechanoid City, they kind of feel like Santa's Grotto. Like one of those cheap, chacky, like Christmas places.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the next story after this?
The time meddler.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Time Meddler. I love that Barbara's the one that suggests it. Ian doesn't even really consider it until she's the one that suggests it. Look out for the shrooms.
They know the shroom.
Oh, we just got the. Oh. Although that would actually be, that would be a piece of merch today if Stephen was still around.
Burning in Spain.
Says everyone in the UK right now.
The thing about this scene is I always watch the placement of like where the actors are staying. Yeah. I just watch the scene like Vicky's hanging back, just kind of like staying out of it and watching what happens, and Hartnell's going on. Yeah, the way this is staged is great. And the one that convinces them. I just think this is just all just fantastic.
Yeah, it's reminding me a lot of how Adric was asking the Fifth Doctor to get back to E-Space, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it at the time, but the reaction.
Right.
Hey guys, hate to interject, but Jason has a stream and he has to set up, so I'm gonna go ahead and bow out. Sorry to do that.
Anyway.
Oh no.
Okay.
But we, I don't want to. He doesn't want to pick up me.
Talk to you soon.
No problem.
It was fun,
take care,
guys.
Blue Bonnet.
Night.
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 Yeah, and I'm gonna have to jet
I'll
as soon
talk
as
to you
this is
soon.
over too.
Yeah, I'm struggling to keep my
And
eyes
I think it's also the fact that we don't see that final conversation, and also the fact that Hartnell doesn't watch them go because his character can't bear it. She turns around, doesn't. I thought that's all very subtle, but that's all just so well done.
Yep. Oh, the photo montage is about to come.
Yeah. Because, if they'd actually tried to write that goodbye scene, it would have totally been inadequate from what we imagined that it would be. So I'm actually glad they didn't show it. Yeah, I wonder if we still have our jobs after having vanished for 2 years.
And explain it to your families.
That's right, and you're whoever you're renting your flat from.
This was always a very strange ending.
Yeah.
It really is so odd.
Yeah.
I wonder
Like what? That explains the episode right there. That look.
I wonder where they ended up. They must have ended up like with countermeasures or Torchwood or somewhere.
Yes, to the police and everyone else.
Some of the things some of the novels they ended up married and doesn't in the Sarah Jane Adventure aren't they married? Doesn't she refer to Mr. and Mrs.
Right?
Yeah, I think the implication
Chesterton
was that they got
like
married.
This is so nice. They end up on the time space visualizer.
Well, of course they did. Of course they did.
Yeah, I love this about Doctor Who. How
Of course they got married.
How he's how not perfect he is.
Ah. He never likes good boys, does he?
No.
Well, I just always got the sense that barely. Yeah.
Ah.
Got the sense he's kind of barely holding it together in this. In this, he says, "Oh, I shall miss them and everything." It's like, well, yeah. How far they've come since the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea was character development. They had changed the Doctor. Which was the whole idea originally.
I think a great little ending. It really is, isn't it? Wow, I can't believe they get right to meddling monk. It's good 1-2 shot.
And I'm gonna have to take off, guys. But I'll give my rating really quick.
Go ahead.
I will give this.
Oh, we're watching Legopolis next week.
Cool. I will give it I'll have to give it a 6.5 for comedic effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that will be it. But yeah, I must go. But we decided what we're doing next week before I head off.
Yeah, Inferno.
Okay, awesome. So that is decided. Well, everybody, thank you for hanging out, and I will talk to you all soon.
Have a good evening, sir.
Streck, thanks for joining us again. Really appreciate it, mate.
Cool, man. No problem.
Talk to you soon, Pat.
All right, great.
No, I'm gonna have to go because I'm like struggling to stay awake.
No problem, Rabbi. Sure, I'll see you tomorrow night anyway.
All right, I'm gonna give this a higher rating. I'm gonna say it's 7.5.
Hey, Rabbi, is that I was going to say, is that your review of the episode? Was that you were struggling to stay awake?
No, it's 12:30. I'm
like, it is a late one for Rabbi tonight, so I really appreciate it. So go on, Rabbi, give you a rating real quick.
I'm going to say 7.5 because I just found it tons of fun. It was like maybe even 8. It was just like leaping out of the Dalek annual, the Dalek Outer Space book. It was so much fun. I love the bonkers duplicate. I love the the haunted house, and as long as I put something in context and make it viable for workable. But it's all of it. Daleks coming out the sand, Daleks it's just Daleks being Dalek doing Dalek-y stuff.
That's a solid rating. Right, Rabbi, just before you go real quickly, at an up and coming on your channel, I know you're joining me tomorrow night for what we got, the long game, isn't it?
No. Remember, we're doing Fires of the Vulcan, the Catherine Tate episode.
Are we?
Yeah, you said you wanted to do
Fires of Pompeii?
Is it Father Pompeii? Yeah, the one they're doing the tweet along. You said you wanted to
Fires of Vulcan is the Sylvester McCoy Big Finish one with Mel.
Wow. Yeah. Did I say I was doing that?
What you said. I'm happy. Just tell me what you want to do, mate.
Right. Okay. It's the Fires of Pompeii, I suppose. But it'll be the last tweet along that I do.
Okay. Well, if you don't want to do it, I'm happy doing the. What's it?
We'll do the Fires of Pompeii. It's what you want to do, and we'll do it.
Dude, I don't mind. I watch Doctor Who. Okay, I'm easy going. Whichever it's really whichever you want.
What do you? I don't know. I just don't know. My head's
doing it because you said you wanted to do it. It was all you.
All right. Well, if I said that, okay, we'll do it.
But now you sound like you're pissed off about it. Why don't we just do what you want? It's okay. We don't have any sponsors. We can do what we want. We can change on a dime. It's cool.
That's right.
No, if I said it, I don't remember. I probably did say it. So
I thought it was weird. Okay, at the time, I thought, well, that's weird.
You're talking about it like you're getting a tax on it. Okay.
I'd rather not do something that you're like, oh man, I'd rather do anything else.
No, I do like the episodes. I do. I probably did say I was doing it. Right, I'll do it, but it's the last tweet official one I'm doing anyway.
But again, there's no need to do it. We could
we'll do it. Jesus, I've made up my mind. We'll do it.
Change your mind is what we're saying.
Right, we'll do the Fires of Pompeii because I said we were going to do it. I just forgotten about it, so we'll do it.
Wait, what is the next X&S we were doing anyway? We just did Empty Child. So what's after that?
Well, it was the long game because we did the double build. Do you remember we did the Empty Child and the Doctor Dances?
The long game before that.
Wait, isn't that Father's Day after that?
Isn't Father's Day.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting confused. Oh, we did Father's Day.
Well, look at
the official tweet. See, this is what I mean. We did Father's Day part of the official tweet along when we were actually part of them.
That wasn't part of the tweet along. That was just us.
Was it? Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Look at it. Hey, no.
I just don't know.
No. Look at it. Look at the Fires of Pompeii is a David Tennant episode with Amy Pond and Peter Capaldi. That's like a one-time mix of eras that you'll never get again. So, look at it that way.
Yeah.
No. If you want to do the Exorcism one, the next one is Boomtown. That's where we're up to.
Oh, we're on Boomtown. All right.
So
that's how we're doing the Simon Pegg episode.
Make a decision now. Sleep on it. We'll see how you feel in the morning. Right?
Look, if I said we're doing the Fires of Pompeii, that's what we're doing.
Oh, mate. Okay. But I'm gonna go to bed. But if I wake up tomorrow and I'm doing something else, I'm cool with that too.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Good night. Go on.
Have a good evening, mate.
Thanks, Rabbi. Thank you. It's been fun as always.
No problem. Thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
No, this is like an Agatha Christie mystery where all the bodies keep dropping. There's only like one or two left at the end.
That's it. Gary, have you had an up and coming? Are you appearing on anybody's channel before we finish up? Have you anybody? Are you going to be making?
Well, as always, I'm loving appearing with you. For the moment, it's where I kind of, I found everybody I know through the community through you, and so that's great. I'm on with Blue Bonnet. We've been doing some Big Finish streams on Saturday morning. Last week we did it on Sunday morning, but we came to the end of the first McGann season. I think Blue wants to kind of like hop around maybe to different things, which is why next weekend we're doing the Hulk TV retrospective and to kind of broaden things out. But and let me see, I think that's it for the moment. I'm still working on kind of constructing what I want my own channel to be, so that will you know, that will be coming, but that's really all I have for the moment. I'm just always overjoyed to, you know, be on with you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to see what
Oh,
you
look, you know what a huge supporter and fan of yours I am. So, you know, anytime. And of course, and I'm getting you know, I'm cooking up plans for Cheryl's guest appearance on my channel. So that's going to be a huge event.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole Greece. Yeah. I won't even get into that.
Well, no, we actually mentioned it before, like an ongoing thing. It's like you know, she can come on and then answer questions like on the chat, like kind of like an advice lady type of thing.
That should be fun, actually. Yeah.
People can tell her their problems in the chat, and then she can give them her solutions.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just looking at all the reaction to tonight. Thank you, everybody that did tweet on Twitter as well, actually, and that took part on Twitter. Really appreciate you throwing out those clips and stuff. Don't forget, as I said, next week's one is Inferno, and the hashtag is Parallel Universe. I just wanted to keep it simple, nothing too complicated. It'll be 7 o'clock. Again, obviously we'll get some proper trailers out during the week, but I have got a short one up on the channel right now. So if you could do,
I saw that was a good one.
Yeah, just for the time being, if you could use that one until, because Rabbi does show a good trailer, he'll give you the time, and you know, I've put the date down anyway on the trailer. But just check out the trailer anyway; it's there. Share it as well. Get it out there. The more people that know, and some people were asking me in the chat, will we do the meddling monk? Yeah, we'll do that at some stage. Don't worry. What we've done a Troughton story already. We've done a Hartnell story tonight, so we're going to do a Pertwee a story. We might do a Baker story after that, maybe, or a Peter Davison story. We'll have to see. We're just going to rotate them around, but we're going to be we're going to be doing this classic watch along thing is not going to end after the lockdown, by the way, just to let you know. This will be a permanent feature on this channel even when the lockdown is officially over. We won't be stopping, because I can see that people like these discussions. They like joining in with us, so we're going to continue them. They don't end, basically. So yeah, so
one thing I ask, you know, before we go, and I have to go to in a minute, but one thing I wanted to get your thoughts on is, you know, when they first started this with the Day of the Doctor global watch along, and I thought that was great. Everybody thought, you know, it's an amazing idea. It's great. The support was off the charts. Yeah. And after that, it seemed like, especially when the lockdown hit, they started doing them like 2 a week, 3 a week, and the uniqueness of them, you know what I mean, like by saturation, it seems to me, unless I'm just totally, you know, it seems to me it's like through like overdoing it through. I'm not talking about the watch alongs like we did today. I'm talking about the global ones that they have like the celebs on and stuff. But it seems it's like they were really special, like maybe once a month or once every few weeks, and then it became like every other day they were announcing, you know, a new one where it became kind of hard to kind of keep up with. Did the amount of, because I'm not on Twitter, did the amount of support and the amount of tweets for each one, has that kind of decreased as through like the saturation, or are those still really popular no matter how often they do them?
No, I've noticed even in the videos, if you look at the Doctor Who Lockdown channel, you will notice that there's a fluctuation now in the amount of people taking part. Listen, as I said earlier, I don't want to get into a big rant about this, but everything was going fine until a certain person decided to rear their ugly head.
No, I know.
And come in like a wrecking ball. I think the goodwill has been severed now. I think there was bridges being built. I'm not saying we're all going to sit around the table and sing Kumbaya and be friends with each other, but there was a truce.
Right.
It was probably a bit fragile because all it took was one man to come in and upset it again. But But what's kind of disappointed me is that other people that haven't been part of the fandom in a while, the likes of Ben Cook and Crystal D, have reappeared and reared their ugly heads for no reason whatsoever, but just to poke fun at the fans. So I don't know why they're even coming back. So if there was any goodwill, it's completely smashed. To be honest, I don't want to actually even acknowledge that they're even doing these global tweet alongs. I'll only do it for the simple fact.
I actually have only. I think I've only watched. I think I only have watched one or two. I mean, the one we did with 11th Hour that I was on with you for, and then I think maybe like
Vincent and the Doctor.
Another one.
Vincent and the Doctor did as well. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after that happened, I decided I wasn't going to support them anymore. I mean, look, Rabbi put a trailer together, and people, look, at the time, people were saying, well, hang on, let's see what she does first. But I'm just going to say, listen, Emily Cook will be praised for what she started. It was something brilliant. She did bring the fans together, and I don't deny that. Absolutely. But when she was asked about Classic Who, that's when it started getting messy, and that's when her supporters, let's just say, decided that Philip Morris was going to be a target because he was the one that was actually pushing for these Classic Who watch-alongs. Now, that's the thing that has annoyed me the most about this. They talk about being inclusive, space for all, and all that rubbish. But yeah, when it comes to Classic Who, the show that actually started it all off, you know, they wouldn't have Doctor Who without the Classic era. Yeah. For me, after Rabbi got the trailer, the only stipulation that I had, she said, let the fans that want Classic Lockdown watch-alongs do it themselves. We did, but I wanted one request, and that was that she put the trailer up on our Doctor Who Lockdown YouTube channel. She didn't, and to me, that's, you know, to me, there's no excuse, to be honest. We did all the hard work. Yeah. She could have uploaded the video, would have took her 2 seconds. And we probably would have got a lot more backing for this, but they don't want Classic Who in the limelight, because if you look at the people behind the tweet alongs, and they'll openly admit this themselves, their era is New Who, so they will concentrate on there. So that's why I took it upon myself. I seen people were doing Classic ones, but they weren't really gaining any traction. So I just said, listen, I'll just use my channel here, see what happens, get the people that I know. Like Ballstreck, Gary Doomcock. I mean, they put a lot of time into promoting this. They even gave the channel a shout out just to get people to join in. So they've done a lot more than the actual people that are running this. So that's why I don't really want to be doing these official tweet alongs anymore. But I do like the Fires of Pompeii. And if I did say to Rabbi, I was going to do the Fires of Pompeii, I will stick
it's for, you know what, it's just 45 minutes. So you know what, it's in and out.
But this will be the last. This will be the last official Doctor Who lockdown tweet along that this side has done that I'll be supporting. I'm no longer going to support them until Chris Chibnall is fired and until his era is retconned. I will not support anything that BBC do concerning Doctor Who now in the next few years. I am done until they clean shop. And that's a simple.
Well, that's what's so.
Go on, Gary. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just going to say that's what's so great about these, you know, the classic watch-alongs that you're doing is because, you know, we can, you know, sometimes like today we can kind of, you know, make fun and scoff, but it's all done with love and affection. You know, we, you know, can leave all the mean-spiritedness and negativity, like, you know, outside and everything, while we just kind of like indulge ourselves in the love of what got our love started, which was the classic series. And so I think people respond to that, and that's why these are so fun.
I just read something. I just got sent something here so ridiculous. I think we can all agree that Resolution is the best Dalek episode since 2005, right? No, it's not. It's not even up there. Listen, it's not even up there as, listen, this is probably, if this Dalek story is put up against all the other Dalek stories that we have, and I'm not just talking about New Who, I'm talking about Classic Who as well, it'd be down bottom of the list. This is not a good. I don't know why people think this is a great Dalek story. It's not. The only thing that I liked about it was that Nick Briggs made the Daleks sinister again. The Daleks were actually sinister again. That was the only thing I liked about it. But the rest of it was absolutely ridiculous. Jeez.
Here's what I can say with a shadow of a doubt about that episode resolution. It was the best Doctor Who episode of 2019.
Yeah. Oh no way! Right, there's rumors, as you know,
because it was the only Doctor Who episode of 2019.
Yeah, you know the way you used to do rumors. Well, here's a rumor for you, right? I'll give you a rumor, right? Even though I don't really want to be doing rumors, but I'll give you a rumor. So the latest rumor is that Bradley Walsh and Tolson Cole, we already know that they're gone, but the rumor is that Captain Jack might become more permanent than we all believe. Captain Jack apparently is going to be in the TARDIS next year with Jodie Whittaker. Oh, and also just to add on top of that, the latest rumor also is that Yasmin and the Doctor will have some sort of relationship because apparently in the Villa of Dido, wherever you're bleeding, that stupid bleeding episode of last year, the one that everybody thinks is scary, that was great, but it wasn't really. Well, apparently there's a line in that where Yaz says that she's in love with someone or she fancies someone, and apparently she's supposed to say in this thing that was cut that it was the Doctor that she's in love with. So they seem to be pushing this. The Doctor Who page, the Twitter account, was the one that first brought that up. Of course, we did speak about it on the channel last year and the year before because we could see this coming a mile away. So this isn't news to us. Do I think they'll actually do it? Look, after the Timeless Children, all I'll just say to you is all bets are off. All bets are off now. You look at Series 12 as a whole, all bets are off. We don't know what this man's going to do. Seriously, I
wish I could say I cared.
I don't.
Yeah, I wish I could say I cared. I don't. And you know the thing about Captain Jack, which I would say the second one about it sounds to me like that's almost kind of like a troll rumor that kind of somebody tried to intentionally get started, and who knows about that. The thing about Captain Jack is, even if he's in just the New Year's special or whatever it is turns out to be, which all I think they've said he is, technically that would make that true. He would be on the show and in the TARDIS next year in 2021. Even if it's just that one episode, that makes that technically true.
Exactly, and that's why I say technically true, that there's still a chance that Jodie Whittaker could be kicked out on our ass. You know what I mean? Technically, she still could regenerate Chris, festive special, let's just say, which I'm still hoping happens. But at the same time, like, if Chris Chibnall is still hanging on, then it doesn't matter whether Jodie Whittaker regenerates or not, because the writing, and this is the way we have to look at it. It doesn't matter. Listen, you get rid of Jodie, you have Chris Chibnall there, right? You replace her with someone that's even competent, they're going to be ruined. Their career is going to be ruined because his writing's so bad. Look at, I firmly believe Bradley Walsh has jumped ship. If you look at that, Beat the Chasers clip, it is so evident by that clip. Even he's had conversations with the Beast, right? One of the Chasers, because there's a person. And listen to when your man says, "Yeah, I watch Doctor Who, but it's not as good." And watch his face. He's actually agreeing with him. He knows that this is bad. He jumped ship.
Of course.
Jumps ship. The only reason why Mandeep is not jumping ship is because I firmly believe 100% that she really does have a thing for Jodie Whittaker. And it's not being reciprocated because obviously Jodie is married.
Well,
I do think that the way she looks at her and stuff, I'm telling you, I think she fancies Whittaker, and that's why she's staying on. And remember, last year when there was fan pictures going around of her and Jodie Whittaker, the characters being shipped in art, she was actually retweeting that art. So she doesn't mind the fact. She won't mind the fact. Listen, I think they're gonna do it. I think it's gonna happen. I think Doctor Who is finally going to do it. I think that, listen, some people say, but Jack kissed a man before. Well, that wasn't a romantic kiss. And we keep saying this.
Well, right now, Noel, I mean, I call it Dwino, DWINO, Doctor Who in name only. I mean, to me, Doctor Who ended when Capaldi regenerated. Actually, his first regeneration, because I don't like Twice Upon a Time because of what they did with the character of the first Doctor in that one. So Doctor Who in my head canon ended with Capaldi's first, about 5 minutes before the end of Doctor Falls. That to me is where Doctor Who concluded. And you know what? I have 54 years of amazing entertainment in that, and so I'll never be starved for whenever, you know, the mood to watch some fantastic Doctor Who hits me, because I have more than enough. I mean, for me, it's like I said, I wish I could care more, but I've already kind of gone through all the 5 stages of grief for the show, so I've already kind of, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. So I mean, it is frustrating. It's hugely frustrating. It feels like they're kind of desecrating a corpse at this point, and nobody wants to see that. But it's the same thing, you know, earlier, you know, you were talking about Anson Mount with Star Trek. It's the same thing here. It doesn't matter if you have what kind of level of actor you have, if they're a great actor and committed to the role. If writing is bad and if the production foundation is poisoned, then it doesn't matter if you have a great actor headlining it. And it's the same thing here. Not that we have a great actor headlining it. It's the same. If the writing and the production are sabotaging you, the acting quality doesn't matter.
Yeah, true. Character options, as you know, there's not been images leaked apparently of the new character options available from what's it, B&M? Is it B&M? I don't know what the bleeding company is called.
Oh, you mean like
I've got the
these character options?
I don't think. Yeah. So they've got.
I actually already have. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, Noel. I actually have a Yaz action figure already. I got like an early model. Here it is.
Oh, gosh.
This is my Yaz action figure.
Yeah, that's uncanny. Uncanny.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
The same ability and the same look at that. And even it's the 3D thing too. So fully functional Yaz action figure there.
You might get some emotion out of it. I don't know. More emotion in that real than there is in bloody. But by the way, Jordan, a week. She praised the Daleks in the upcoming special. Listen, love. Listen. You put out a tweet last week that you deleted, and I still have it, by the way. I'll address it briefly in my stream that I'll be doing on educating planks, but I'll be focusing more on Ben Cook. But I will bring up your tweet. But you see, here's the thing, right? I mean, you're praising the Daleks, but yeah, right, if Graham or Ryan gets killed by a Dalek, right, you will have a problem with the fact that we cry, but yeah, on screen you'll probably cry like a little, I won't say it because I'll get into trouble, but you know, you'll cry, you know. But so she has a problem with fans that cry at movies and TV shows. All I'll just say to you is, listen, love, I'm very sorry. I feel sorry for you that you cannot emotionally connect to any TV shows or movies. Because to me, that shows how cold you are as a person. I mean, everybody has been affected by some sort of media, whether it's music, TV, film, whatever it is. We've all moved and have cried. And I don't like that. Same with Ben Cook with his tweet. They can't move on because they're a bunch of piss babies. You know, they say it's more than a show. Well, it is, as we've said, but I will educate you on that. Don't worry, you plank. I haven't forgotten about you, you little rat face. He does look like a little rat face, by the way. If Jesus was to come back today, if you ever look at his screenshot, his photo, that's what Jesus would look like. Soy Jesus. That's what I call it. beside you. Right, this is what Jesus would be. It'd be safe space and snowflakery. You're right. You say boo to this guy, and he plays the victim. Yeah, that's the type of man that we have produced today. Bunch of wimps. Could you imagine if we actually really went to war, Third World War? We'd be screwed. We'd be screwed. They'd be going out with their little banners. Oh, no more war, no more war, and they'd be getting shot at. You're on the front line, you bleeding idiots. Oh, I'm sick. Do you know what? I'm just sick of the world in general right now. I'm sick of the entertainment industry. And do you know what? I was saying to the wife today, I'm going to try find Columbo. I have to try find Columbo. I want
Columbo, I adore. I mean, Columbo is just, you know, it's just, I have loved that show since I was a kid. Even the newer ones weren't too bad. They actually had some fairly good ones in that new run, like throughout the 90s. I mean, some bad ones, but some ones that, a couple of them that were worthy to stand up with the original 45 episodes of the classic run. But yeah, that classic run of Columbo is just untouchable. It's just amazing.
That's it. Right, Gary. I'm gonna have to.
All right, yeah, it's time for me to sign off. Noel, as always, my friend, it is such a distinct privilege and pleasure to be invited to share the panel with such great lights of you know, of Who fandom, and you know, I look forward to the next time.
No problem, mate. It was great having you on. Marie,
thank you.
I really am enjoying this. Right, listen, mate. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.
Yeah, give Cheryl my best, and I will talk to you soon.
I will indeed, mate. Good night.
Good night.
And to everybody in the live chat who has joined me and stuck around till the very, very end, I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank everybody for the super chats as well. I think we got a couple of super chats as well. So thank you for that as well. I really appreciate all the support. We will be back tomorrow, obviously, with the Furs of Pompeii. That'll be the last official tweet along that I do that the other side have done. I won't be doing any more that Emily Cook or that has planned. I'm sorry. I did say there'd be consequences if the video. I thought it was a simple request, and I don't see why Classic Who should be excluded from this lockdown. And they're officially starting to come out of lockdown in the UK. So these lockdown things will end up finishing on the other side. So, you know, the fact that they didn't do one classic episode kind of annoys me. So that's why we took it upon ourselves on this channel anyway. So tomorrow night's one will be the last one I'm doing. And then we'll be concentrating on our own classic ones. Have a fantastic night, Brother Noel, says Facebook, Face of Bo Andrew. And he said he would change his name if Captain Jack came back. I seen that message earlier. I would say to you, you know, don't let that ruin the whole Face of Bo thing for you, Andrew. John Barrowman is probably coming back for the simple reason is that he does love the show so much, and he do want to help out. I know there's people out there saying he's just doing it because of his own ego and money and all that. I don't believe that, to be quite honest with you. I actually do believe he's coming back, and if the others were to come back, they'd only be coming back because they want to save the show, and that's the way I'm looking at it. You have a good one, though, says Stuart. Used to listen. Have a good one. I really wonder where I put Inferno. Well, you have a whole week to find it anyway. I'm sure if anybody doesn't find it, I'm sure we'll find some way of getting you a copy. Don't worry. But just let everybody know now. The next one's Inferno. As I said, the trailer is on the channel. I threw together a little trailer last night. It's not like the official trailers that Rabbi does, but it's one of my own little trailers. If you could actually share that now, let people know. So hashtag Parallel Universe is the hashtag for next week. If you actually want to use that during the week, by the way, you know, if you use that hashtag during the week, not just on the night, But if you use it during the week, it might actually help then for the weekend, if you know what I mean. We'll get it out there. Problem being, talk to you soon. Sadako24, Alpha Omega, John Steed, and everybody else. Daniel, who was here earlier on in the chat, moderating away, and all the other moderators, thank you. Thanks for joining us, guys, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Good night, folks. Good night. And I'll leave you with this little, where is it? Hold on, I'm just seeing. Yeah, right, here we go. Good night. Have a good one, folks. Have a good one.